welcome you to another live edition of The Sports Box, your go-to sports podcast featuring great content, conversation, and your occasional disagreement. Stick around to interact and ask questions. The Sports Box is brought to you by our sponsor, Showcase Sports, located on the White Horse Pike in Hamilton, New Jersey. Showcase Sports for the elite player. Ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime.
It's here. It's finally here. The first round of the 2022 NFL Draft live on the Sports Box. Brian Attard, Brant Meeks, Dan Bakley, Drew Trammell will be with you here for the duration of the first round of the 2022 NFL Draft. Gentlemen, this is one of my favorite shows of the year, number one. But this is one of the most exciting times in the NFL season, especially part of the off-field section of the season. Drew, we went over the preview on Tuesday night, and the one thing that I think this draft has over really any in recent memory is because the top of the draft is so unsettled. There's no quarterbacks. There's no big guys. It makes it much more unpredictable.
I'm having a hard time hearing you. There's a background noise I can't hear.
Mute that. What are you hearing? Is you hearing me okay?
Thanks. Yep, I can hear now.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, man, I'm excited. I can't wait. It's going to be absolutely crazy. A lot of interesting picks in the top 10. We can go a lot of ways. I think this is the first year where I would say for 100% certainty that we don't know who's going to be the first pick, even though I think it's Trayvon Walker. It could be any. I mean, Jacksonville can go anywhere. So it's going to be interesting. A lot of banter, a lot of talk today about Houston trading at 13. That's something that we need to look at throughout the process of this draft. Is Seattle and Atlanta and Carolina going to go quarterbacks in the top 10? Are they going to be idiots? I mean, that'll be something that we would love to talk about after the draft. That's my favorite segment of the whole thing: who reached and who didn't reach, and who overachieved and who underachieved. I can't wait. I'm excited. It's good to have my fellow Game Winning Drive co-host here with me tonight, and it's good to be on the Sports Box, baby. 2 years in a row, love it.
Always a fun night. Brant, I don't recognize that logo on your I'm not sure that's a USFL team, that's an XFL team. I'm not sure who that is. But anyway, I do know that you root for the Washington Commanders.
Fuck you.
You're picking at 11. Where is your mind tonight? What are you looking for your team to do other than not screw up?
God, right. That's a low bar, right? Before the draft, I would have preferred Dan Snyder not been the owner any further. I know you asked me that earlier today. That was my response. I think the biggest mistake we would make is probably going offensive line at 11. I think that would be. I believe offensive line is important, but I also believe in the system that Ron Rivera runs that you can get good. Like Wes Schweitzer last year was a journeyman, that came in, played offensive guard, and did a good job. Based on the system, there's offensive linemen that are in the current free agency pool that work. I'm honestly hoping we go defense. I wouldn't hate it if it's Jamison Williams or – another top wide receiver. I do have some concerns about Drake London, but I'm honestly hoping it's Kyle Hamilton, Stingley. If somehow Sauce Gardner made it that far, I don't think he will. Just looking back at Sauce, I just want to hit on him for a second. For his career, he had like a 38% passer rating. Like that's pretty impressive for a guy that hasn't given up a touchdown since he was a freshman in college. He's long, he's quick, he can dominate. But it's the biggest thing to watch here is talent-wise. This is not a draft from the past year. Looking at the Bleacher Report rankings of players, there would be the top three players would have fit right in that last 5 to 10 range. So the top end talent's just not there this year, specifically with the quarterbacks. I think that's where you're going to find a lot of uncertainty. Yes, I mean you're not wrong. Like I'm not excited about it. There's no, I don't think you have. I mean, we're hoping. As a Redskins fan that has, I'm 33 years old, I think Wentz will come in with the most arm talent of any quarterback.
Commanders.
It's Redskins. I'm not calling the Commanders. I'm not doing. I refuse. It's so bad.
In a world full of followers, be a commander.
No, the fact that you put that on my Starbucks card, like, is just terrible.
I was what was worth the $5.
It's terrible. But I'm hoping we go defense with the first pick and then get a wide receiver in the second round. I think there's lots of good wide receiver options. I like Christian Watkins from North Dakota State, 6'4", ran a 4.3 40. Dude is big, and we'll be put him with Carson Wentz. Have 2 North Dakota State guys go for it.
Dan, the Eagles had 3 picks. They're down to 2. Rumors that they really like Jamison Williams, the wide receiver. I don't know that I would do that if I were them. What are you thinking?
There's also rumors that they are trying to trade into the top 10 as we speak. They made several calls. I think if they do, it would be defense. Not necessarily I want to go wide receiver. They mentioned it the other day where, say, you do get Jamison Williams. That means in back-to-back years you're going to have to pay Jalen Hurts. You got Devontae Smith, and then you have to pay the wide receiver that you drafted now, which is like a total like 60, 70 million within 2 years. I think we have a lot more needs on the defense. Of course, you got Hargrave and Cox who could be leaving after this year. You got Brandon Graham. Mm-hmm. There's 3 guys on the defensive line. So I think they're going to look at and see if anybody falls down to that 5 to 10 range that wasn't supposed to still be there. If they do, I could see them calling to move up. And that's what I'm looking at right now is if they move up or stay put. I'd rather move up with one of those picks, get a surefire first rounder because there's only like 14 to 16 players that are really first round picks. Everybody else is like just guys that, like you said, it's not that big of a draft class as the years passed. And I don't want to be stuck in a position where you got to take a guy like Trent McDuffie, he's going to be a good player. He's just not going to fit for us because we already have an inside guy. We need an outside guy. And I know Sauce Gardner, he mentioned it before. He could be a guy that falls, and we could try and trade up and get him. He's only given up 340 yards in 2 years as a starter and has been dominant. I don't think we get him, but I think either D-line or secondary or receiver. Those are the 3 positions that we're looking at. I'm not even thinking linebacker because it's never happened in the past 20 years, so I just blocked that out of my mind.
The Jacksonville Jaguars are on the clock. The odds will tell you that this pick is Trayvon Walker, the edge rusher from Georgia. That is the odds-on favorite. Now, we said this, Drew, on Tuesday night. I don't know how I feel about it because they were in position again in a regular year. In a regular year, they trade down from this pick because they can, right? It's not happening because there's no elite quarterback to go trade up to go get. But for all the talk, there have been guys who have been like the number 1 guy. For a while, it was Thibodeau. For a while, it was Hutchinson. And then kind of out of nowhere, it's Trayvon Walker. Brian Hess said, I looked at my mock from February, and I had Trayvon Walker in the 20s. And I hate to be that team that takes the riser because that means I'm to give a stock analogy, I'm buying a stock on the way up. I'm not really getting into the ground floor, if you will. I could be overpaying for value. I mean, I'm an investment guy. So, but anyway, what are you? I mean, is there a chance that this blows up in their face? Because I feel as though you cannot miss this pick. I don't feel warm and fuzzy about Trayvon.
Listen, man, and I agree with you. I think you can give this question to Brant. Brant's a college guy, and I always go to Brant, Alex, and Ryan for game-winning drive when it comes to college questions. I'm not huge on it. I get big on it when the season's done, and then I'll do my evaluating. For me, as a new head coach, I'm going to Aiden Hutchinson. It's a new program. He's a guy that I'm looking at. He's a flash on the screen, like Alex said on Tuesday night. He has all the tools that I'd be looking for. Reminds me a lot of Nick Bosa. But, that's a guy like me where I can look at it and say, okay, you know what? I feel good about this. If I really want to feel good about it, if I really want to say, you know what? If I can't trade back and no one wants to trade up with me, I want to get a for sure guy that can start right away. That's to help my boy Trevor Lawrence and get me one of the big 3 offensive linemen that is a for sure fire all-pro ready to start in Evan Neal, Ike, and Charles Cross. Those are the 3 guys that I'm looking at as for sure fires that I can start on my offensive line, protect my rookie, make my second-year player start, make him feel better, make him feel more protected on the outsides of his blind side and the fourth right, and make him feel good in the pocket. I mean, if that's something that Doug Peterson wants to do, then make him feel comfortable by doing that. That's what Shad Moss and Baki, right, is the GM. That's what they should be doing for their head coach. If not, we're gonna have listen. Walker, from all accounts, is a project. He's a massive human being. He lights up and everywhere, but can he do it day in, day out, every Sunday? That's the difference between the combine, the Senior Bowl, and actually playing with big boys every Sunday. That's a man's sport, dude. So hopefully they help Doug Peterson the best way they can by picking this right, getting this pick right.
Dan, am I crazy here?
Yes, Jessica. Yes.
But
put it up there, baby. Put it up there, Brian. Yeah, right. They should.
Jessica,
right.
I will tell you. I remember Jessica's
They should
name on the
have.
draft show every year, and I love that she's back. And I mean,
how did y'all see what she said before I saw what she said? That don't make sense.
Because you got a stupid ass hat on. That's why.
well, it's producer mode. I'm not really sure yet.
Love you, Brant.
Hey, why don't you, it's cool. It's cool. Let's just keep wasting quarterbacks' careers.
Ryan
There
wants
you
to
go.
know
Justin Herbert's on deck.
Vodka and Pepsi, baby.
who can we get that won't get arrested? The Raiders looking at
I'm on the Hutchinson side with you though, because even though he only played one year, he dominated in that 1 year, and then in the 3 years I've seen Trayvon, he hasn't really dominated that much at that position. And with the team like the Jags that have a lot of holes, you want that guy to step in and be dominant right away. And I feel like Hutchinson would be a better fit for them.
Brian.
Yep.
They're fielding calls right now. They're fielding calls for trades.
No, they're not. Why would anybody move up? Is what I want.
I don't know.
There's nobody to go get.
I don't know. I have no idea who would be wanting to move up at the number 1 pick.
There's nobody to go
So,
get.
what do y'all think happened to Kayvon?
Yes, they do. I completely agree. I don't disagree with that at all.
That's fair. What do y'all think happened to Thibodeau in the offseason? Because he went from being a possible number 1 pick. Like, did he hurt somebody in the offseason? Like, what?
I think he must have run over somebody's dog, because I mean, he really he was the guy. Like, that's a guy that interests me, right? Let me get that value. Let me get who's falling. Let me get who somebody's overanalyzing to the nth degree and finding any little stupid wrinkle that's wrong with him, because he's the same player he was 6 months ago.
I think that's what it was. I think it was the fact that he got hurt this past year and he missed, I believe, half of the college season. So it's just a way of teams letting him fall, and seeing a couple guys rise up, like Hutchinson balled out this year. So he kind of just jumped over him in the rankings. And then, of course,
here we go, boys.
Trayvon Walker, it was all about how he did after the season. Too much of the intangibles through the combine.
Now, I need to ask the group here. When I know the pick, do I post it or do I wait for the TV to tell me?
I'll wait till the TV tells you. That's fine.
No, if you know it, put it in there. Let's talk about it.
Trayvon Walker.
Yeah, baby. I'm gonna draft mock challenge with a bunch of my close friends, and we have to guess all the right picks, so we all guess this one right.
Yeah. I just don't understand it. If I'm gonna go off potential and moving forward, I'm gonna go with Kayvon over Walker, because for me, it's just crazy that he's been such a late riser. But for me, Hutchinson was the pick here. I mean, he was his floor is the highest, I think, of any player in the draft. Like, on the low end, you're like Ryan Kerrigan. On the high end, you're possibly Chris Long. I mean, that's a good area to be in.
I agree.
Yeah. Do they have him listed as a linebacker or a rusher?
You know what? I'm already out of my element. Trayvon Walker, the number 1 pick to the Jacksonville Jaguars, the edge rusher out of Georgia. As I said coming into this, I can't say that I love it. I just can't. I can't say that I am in love with this pick.
Yeah, it feels to me very much like Cleveland Farrell pick. Like it's like there were other players better. I'm not saying he's going to beat Cleveland Farrell. I'm saying there were better players available, and it's kind of like, for me, he might be good. Who knows, right? But if I got the number 1 pick, I'm going with the number 1 guy on the board, and for me, that's Hutchinson. It's not Walker.
Tim King, Jaguars made a massive mistake not taking Hutchinson. That kid has Nick Bosa written all over him.
And did you see how they exercised Josh Allen today?
Yeah. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Yeah, and Brian, we have to go back to what you're saying, and we said this on Tuesday night, and I agree with Brant. I mean, Kayvon, let's just say Houston has Kayvon or, one of the top corners, whatever you think it is, and you're looking at it. I mean, that's tons of value for Houston at 3 to get a guy like Kayvon to insert him in that defense. And then, and you can easily mess around if you're Houston. And if you like somebody in the top 10, you can easily move up. And, and then you can get 2 top 10 players to put it on your defensive side. So value is huge right here for Houston, because I think we're all pretty much in 100% agree. Adrian's going to Detroit now.
Adrian's
going to Detroit.
He should, yeah. Unless you see the smoke screen that they're looking at Thibodeau.
I don't know. I look at it and I don't love it. Why we're at 1? Why are we taking a DN that was projected in the mid-20s 2 months ago? I just don't understand. I don't.
God, he's a specimen, dude.
What do you think about the rumors?
I mean, that's the big thing. His RAR scores were 3rd highest of all time.
Yeah, they were huge.
Like, that's why. It's because they're banking on his athleticism paying off, but not the football skills. And I'm like, you can test out all you want to. Some of the best guys to ever test, haven't come through. But instead of taking a football player like Hutchinson, who what you're going to get, like, you're hoping. Now, don't get me wrong. I think if Walker gets to where they think he can, I mean, he could be great and unstoppable. But Hutchinson's going to offer more from day one, and his floor is a lot higher than Walker's.
It is, but I mean, we also have to look at the fact that out of those 3 defensive ends, Walker has the ability to be the hybrid type of guy where you can push him back in his zone coverage and do what he wants to do on defense, which is, the new thing that they're looking for in these days in the NFL. So I have to give him some credit where credit is due for that fact that he can have the IQ and the athletic ability to adapt to a passing league and put him out and do some coverages out there. It's not going to happen all the time, but it can. It's a little bonus for him as a defensive end to be able to do that.
I can tell you that Aiden Hutchinson did go number 2 locally to the Detroit Lions. And listen, this is a pick I absolutely love for them, because this was a guy who should have probably gone number 1, to be fair. And local kid, I mean, they need a feel-good story around a team that's been a total disaster for 50 some odd years. So this is a great. I mean, you can't hate it for them. And for all the talk of, would they reach for a quarterback here? I mean, look, you maybe want to do it later. You got a second pick there at 32. I love this for them.
He fits the Dan Campbell system. His type of guy, hard news. He's going to go out there, work, great motor. He's going to get after the quarterback. That's something that the Lions need, and they need to rebuild that defense because they're starting to make the team better. They hit on some mid-round picks last year, but these are the type of picks that they need to hit on, is these early ones to help rebuild that team into a playoff team.
Apparently,
and
listen
he's a
to
great
this.
start.
Apparently, breaking news here. Trevon Walker was involved in a serious car accident before the draft. He crashed into 2 parked cars.
Who did?
Trayvon Walker. Good start.
How did what?
What the fuck? What?
Where did you? Hold on. Where's
Yeah,
that?
Ian Rappaport, Brant.
Do I make things up, Brant?
I don't know. I just wanted to see.
Brant, I don't make things up. Ever. It's not what I do.
So he can't drive. So someone make sure they get him a driver at all times.
Dan, your team. Jessica wants to know.
I think they move up if somebody falls. It all depends on that. If somebody is still there that was supposed to be taken already, they're definitely move up into that 5 to 10 range. Like I said, I hope they do because I don't want to have both picks at like 15 and 18. I'd rather trade one of those picks up into the top 10.
Really?
And give up like a second or third.
I just think I think this is just the kind of draft where you could just stay put for Philly. I mean, why rock the boat, dude? You need players and you need holes to be filled. I think you guys would be comfortable with 15 and 18. I mean, this is a heavy wide receiver defensive class. Just my 2 cents. I mean, better than I do.
You could. Like, I don't want, like, the only way I'm willing to take a wide receiver is if take somebody first and the wide receiver falls to you at 18.
Right.
I'd rather go with how Dallas did last year and go defense, rebuild that, use those picks on defense because there's a lot of defensive players out there in this first round that you can get. I just don't want them to make a mistake, which you have more prone to do in that mid to late round of the first.
Ryan's calling for Tebow for the Chargers. I don't see that. That'd be a heavy trade up, my opinion. I don't think they have the capacity.
Did you hear the rumor that Houston was looking at Stingley Jr. at 3 instead of 13?
I'm seeing offensive tackle. That would be a bigger.
They need.
Yeah,
they
I
need
mean,
that.
it's a need. It's a need. I mean, it would be hard for them to just let go one of those 3 offensive tackles.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. I understand it.
Well, so far my mock's 2 for 2 for what that's worth.
Likewise.
I actually forget. Hold on. I have him right here. So I have Ike Ekwonu here. Drew had Kayvon Thibodeau here. Brant, I didn't get one from you, Dan, but Brant's got 1 and 2 flipped. He's got Thibodeau here. Houston's still on the clock.
So who are y'all thinking? So I wanted to break it down. Cornerbacks. Are y'all Sauce or y'all Stingley? And then offensive tackle. Are you Neal?
This might be a surprise pick. It's in. Okay.
Stingley.
Wow. There it is. With the 3rd overall pick. Cornerback Derek Stingley Jr. to the Houston Texans from LSU. Wow.
Man, it's a little early for me.
I don't like this at all.
He had 1 good season as a freshman. Guys,
I want you to watch our show, but if you have to get up, maybe swap over review and preview. I love the guys over there. They're doing a good job tonight as well. I know a lot of
what's up, Thomas?
And stuff. So we love that. Love those guys. Support all.
I guess that rumor that I heard is true. That
wow. Okay.
I had Sauce above Derek Stingley for me personally, but I don't mind the pick. I just think for me, we just talked about it. I'd rather go for the for sure thing and get the defensive end in Kayvon. I like the value there at 3, but I guess secondary is a pressing need for Houston, and we all know that the head coach over there is a defensive guy. So that's why I really thought they're going to go DNB.
Oof. You're basing him off 1 good year. As his true freshman year, he was really good. I think we can all agree.
Yeah, he was.
But in 2020 and 2021, he was hurt. He didn't play well. I think his passer rating last year before he called it quits was like 128 against him. Like, he got torched. I think if you pick him maybe 5 picks later, like, I'm probably okay with it. It's just really high for a guy where you're banking on his athletic traits and that what he did in 1 year out of 3 of college, that he'll come through for you.
It's not even 8:30. We're 3 picks in. This is actually moving nicely.
Yeah.
Nice.
And like you said, he had that major injury this past year, so we don't know how he's going to be coming back right away. So he might not be healthy right away. And you want to be able to have this guy come in and play right away, being in that top 3 pick there. And we don't know if he's going to be. And Garner would have been the better pick if you're going to go that position, because he can step in right away and make a difference just like that. They only giving up 340 yards. Teams struggled the pass on his side, and he would have fit in perfectly, him or Thibodeau, like you said. And I think with this shocking pick here, where he wasn't supposed to go that way, I can definitely tell you that Roseman is calling teams right now.
Well, listen, but this changes things for Carolina, guys. I mean, you're going to be able to get one of the 3 big tackles. Yep. So now if you thought about going quarterback because you thought that they weren't all going to be there, Ikwanu's there, Neal's there, and Cross is going to be there. So, again, that may change the equation here.
Man, there's a dude on Twitter right now floating the idea of, was a Florida State defensive end Johnson to the Jets?
Johnson?
That would be terrible.
Probably get him at 10.
Well, he's rising. He was rising.
I hate that, though.
Yeah, and he's another guy that
I agree with you.
I don't know. I think anyone other than Gardner or Thibodeau, and you're looking at, there's going to be a riot from Jets fans.
I agree.
Yeah, this is the 1 year you can say that they don't need to take linemen.
Yeah, I got that in here, dude. It just,
I feel like whoever the pick is here, the Jets fans are gonna hate it. I just feel like they're gonna hate it. Like I think that there's no way to make it work. You can't please them.
I don't know. And it's crazy. Like, I'm looking at Stingley on TV, and I'm like, had he gone to the Washington, I probably would have been fine with it. 3 is just so high for
8 picks from him.
That would have been value there, because Garner would have likely been guard already.
We're only doing round 1 this year. We're only doing round 1 this year.
That's where he's been projected, Brent. Yeah. He's been projected a top 10 pick in almost every mock.
Hello, Bakari. What's up? What's up with you, sir? Thank you for watching the show. We appreciate it. Give us a like. We love those. The Jets. I feel as though I'm not going to like it for them, no matter what it is.
Really?
I don't know. I just feel like
Robert Saleh is a head coach there, man. They're going to go defense or offensive line here. I don't see them going anywhere else. I don't think they should go receiver right now. They gotta fix that defense and get that defense better, or give Zach Wilson a little bit more protection.
But see, I'd go Thibodeau here, and then with their next pick, try to get Big Daddy Davis, and you have fixed that defensive line for years.
I agree.
Yeah, I was going to say, to me, they're pretty fine at wide receiver. Then not the best, but they don't need to invest in anything with the guys that they have there, and they had a guy that they drafted last year.
But we also got to talk about what's their identity on offense. Are they going to be a heavy run team, or are they going to be balanced, or are they going to be a pass? I mean, they got AVJ last year, who was a solid pick at guard. Yeah. Are they going to keep on giving up pass protection? Because if they're going pass protection, they should be going at Ike. Ike's a run blocking offensive lineman special talent that I have him going to Carolina. Ike. I call him Ike.
NC State, yeah.
So
I call him Ike.
He's this year's Sewell, huh? That's where we're at.
Yeah. Yes.
I
think with the Jets, I think it depends with the Jets how much they're going to use Michael Carter. If they're going to use,
that's what I'm saying.
It depends on him.
So where are you guys like Sauce Gardner now? Because
Past the top 10.
in my mock, I had him going to Atlanta. No, Alex had him going to Atlanta. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I had him going to the Giants at 7.
I mean,
The
I had
Jets
Jermaine
pick is in.
Johnson
And they
there.
could use them now.
I mean, I can see.
Oh, there it is.
What is it, buddy?
Sauce Gardner to the Jets at 4.
Wow. Fitabo. Kayvon is getting passed like this? Oh, my
I keep forgetting I have these team logos too. The New York Jets with the cornerback Ahmad Gardner from Cincinnati, 4th overall. The Jets. See again, like I'm telling you again. Do you love it? Tell me. Like I
think he's the best cornerback in the draft. I think they got this one right. But I also they need a lot of help. I mean, their whole defense needs a lot of help. And I think their best cornerback last year was Bryce Hall. That was a 4th round pick from Virginia. I mean, their defensive backs were lacking.
They gave up a lot of big plays last year, and they're hoping that he can limit that.
He must have known something. I like that guy. He's like, where's he gonna go? Right now, that's where he's gonna go to the New York.
But see, the issue for Brian, he's another riser after the year. Like at the end, like he wasn't at the end during the season. He's not someone I heard 1st round talent about. But it was like after people started evaluating the film, they were a little worried. He played for Cincinnati. But he's someone that gained a lot of speed, like shooting up the draft boards in the offseason.
I think it also helped that they went undefeated until they got to the playoffs. And with how good that defense was.
First time in 31 years, 4 defensive players top of the draft.
Wow.
That tells you everything you need to know about the quarterbacks in this draft.
And now the New York Giants are sitting there with their pick of every single tackle.
And they're going to pick a defensive end.
They're going to pick a quarterback. No, I'm kidding.
Stupid, Brett.
Watch it, bro. Watch him.
Brett wants to see them fail so bad. Kenny Pickett, Brett will cry.
Drew,
Bro, I would die laughing.
What did we say on Tuesday? We said, like, they can't screw up the 5 and 7. Because you're going to get a quarterback next year. We know this. Look, they made it very clear. We didn't give Jones the option, which is what we thought was going to happen anyway.
Right. Which was shocking today, Brian, because they didn't have to announce that today.
No,
they could have waited another week.
No. They did that for a reason.
I know.
They wanted someone to trade up.
I know.
So it's all chess.
I don't. You talking about quarterbacks in this draft? I don't trust Kenny Pickett. Because you said like anybody that has to wear a glove to throw a football, I do not trust.
Rivers did.
And that dude had the arm strength of a wet noodle in a frigid day. It was.
You got the Giants going 2 of the next 3 picks. What's the chances that they could go Lyman here, thinking that Carolina will go Thibodeau?
The New York Giants are on the clock.
I would go offensive lineman and then and then pick defensive lineman after the Panthers.
Yep.
Because that way you have your selection of offensive linemen right now. Now the Falcons could scoot in there and be like, "Nope, we're going to take Evan Neal, who I think is the best offensive line prospect."
Agreed.
But I think he's also another player where during the offseason he's been rated so highly, people are trying to pick him apart and pull Ekwonu up near him.
I just, dude, if the Jets took him at 10, I'm all in. Like, that's awesome. Like, I just don't know that I like him at 4. But
who else would you have taken?
It's not a bad pick, though, Brian. He's a great corner, 6'3", can close very well. I mean, he's not afraid to tackle. And this is a Robert Saleh guy. I mean, it's not a bad pick at all for the Jets.
Wild. I mean, again, I don't know. I don't love it for him. I just don't love it for him.
This is the first time Cincinnati has had a first-round player drafted since 1971. Good Lord.
I want something crazy to happen where I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Like something like that happens. I really want that.
Right?
But the Giants here, I mean, they really want someone to call right now. I think they milk this. What do you think?
Yeah.
I think they milk the clock.
Yeah.
Honestly, this whole draft, I was talking about it earlier, if the Eagles wanted to offer me both their first round picks for our pick at 11, I'm totally taking it.
That's too much. You need to get something back.
No, I'd agree, but I'm saying this is the draft to trade back, to try to garner talent for next year, because there's going to be better quarterbacks coming out next season.
David's behind. Yes, he was.
And so there's going to be better quarterbacks next year, which will put
DJ.
non-quarterback players going farther down the board. And years where quarterbacks suck, like, you're going to be hurting for, the better players aren't going to fall as far. And again, as a total, for me, there's not as much talent in this, not as much top-end talent in this draft as there has been the last few years.
Well, that's what I've been talking about on Tuesday night. This is the type of draft where you want to draft back, you want to trade back and attain more draft capital. I've been a component of that for the last month and a half. I mean, it's if you're not ready to win right now, don't pick and just attain more capital, man. We're in the world, we need more capital right now, dude. If you got a rookie quarterback on a rookie deal, and he's got in like a Herbert, and I want more draft capital to build around him for years to come.
So while we wait, and I know Brian's about to throw it up here.
Okay.
Who is y'all's top quarterback in this year's draft?
I think. Wow. K1 Thibodeau to the New York Giants.
That's a good pick. I'm not mad about it.
It is, but I would rather them, because they're going to go offensive linemen. Like, the Panthers might not pick one.
It's a good pick, dude.
But I would have gone offensive lineman here, and then I think Kayvon would have fell to him at 7 anyways.
I don't know, man.
That's probably, you know what? That's actually a really good point. If that's the direction they want to go.
Listen, it's a solid pick. I mean, we just talked about it. It's value. They got value. Brian Daboll is not an idiot. He knows what he's doing. And I like this. This is huge. This is good for their defense. It's good for their future.
And see, the only reason I would have done that is because I think the Panthers might go offensive tackle here, with both of them still sitting there, Neal and Ekwonu.
Three of them.
I mean, look,
Cross is there too.
He's not above those two though.
But what you love about this is, again, you are getting a guy who was believed to be the best player in this draft at 5.
Exactly.
What happens is they just break them down. They look for every reason. Why would we not take this guy? And they find things. I think this is a great to come out of here with Thibodeau and who you're going to get at 7. I think that's home run. I mean, I love that. I love that for the Giants. I mean,
this was who the Giants get
or but here's the thing too, guys. If they really if they love 2 tackles, then they don't care. Because what if they take the tackle here and then Tibbs goes 6?
Yep.
Then what do you
That's what I was just about to say that.
So I mean, a lot of this is like poker. Like, you got to know.
But see, I think I don't think the Panthers need a pass rushing DN.
Like, doesn't matter if they do, but they might trade out of it for somebody who would. You can't assume.
Thank you, David.
Who the hell is this guy? Lifelong Giants fan? I'll make a wish. All right, I'm not going to say anything bad about him.
Oh, Jesus.
I was going to say, like, who's this fucking guy?
Jesus Christ.
Cross is the best left tackle in Pat Fleck. He was recruited to Mississippi State when they were a triple option team.
Yep. That's why I want the Chargers to get Charles Cross.
So it's a waste.
I mean, yeah, for pass, I mean, y'all, that's what y'all need. Plus, your offensive line was a train wreck the last few games. So, I mean,
You already have it?
No.
Oh,
I know. I stopped talking. I was like, "Oh, who is it?"
God dang!
Again, I will tell you, right now, I think this is going to be a tackle, and it's probably Evan Neal. I'm not saying I know that, but I'm just saying that for the Panthers, if they didn't want to go for a quarterback, it's worked out.
The Giants guys are going crazy. It's awesome.
Here he is,
So, Mike,
What's up, guys? How are you doing?
living the dream.
I just figured I couldn't let you guys have all the fun without me. So
This draft's been wild.
it's very wild. A lot of different picks going off the board early. So
I don't know why people are begging for Pickett to be the pick here. I don't understand. I like what?
Mike, your thoughts on Thibodeau here for the Giants?
That's a good pick. Thought he would go a little later, but always use another end, especially from Oregon. Guy's a beast. I had him penciled in for Atlanta, but could Atlanta do something stupid that I heard a lot of people think they might do and take quarterback from Cincinnati, which
I hope they do.
What I think is crazy. But listen, Jacksonville, I think Hutchinson should have went with Jacksonville because that was a pick that I think they're trying to be the smartest people in the room again, and this is why Jacksonville's Jacksonville.
Fascinating.
Walker's a good player, but I think Hutchinson would have been a little bit better. But I think it was hometown, closer to Florida with Jacksonville, hometown kid with Hutchinson. So, Drew,
There you go, Brian. There you go.
Almost didn't recognize you, Drew, with the glasses and the hat and the.
Yeah. New York Giants is either going to go one or two of the offensive tackles.
I would absolutely.
Think Evan Neal?
Whoever Carolina goes with.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is if they really liked two or three guys, there was no reason to pass the talent there.
Hell no.
Could go with Equano. I think that's probably the logical choice for them. NC State kid, local. So.
I hope Carolina F's this pick. I really do.
I think it's going to be a tackle.
I
I think it'd be shocked if it wasn't actually.
If they go for a guy like Kyle Hamilton, I will cry of pure joy.
I think you said it before, Brian. They should get that second pick and move down, and maybe take a quarterback because there's going to be guys there that they're going to take that they can get.
I wouldn't hate it, but again, it takes two to tango. I don't think there's not a lot of reason for teams to move up right now.
Yeah, you're not going to see a lot of teams to move up, I don't think.
Guys, if you're watching out there, we appreciate you taking the time with us to spend the night with us. Get your comments. We want to hear from you.
Man,
Jones wants Carolina to take Matt Corral. I would say it's on the unlikely side.
Who do you guys think is the first quarterback off the board? I think it's Willis from Liberty.
Yeah,
Malik Willis is the best quarterback in this draft for me. Like when I was doing a lot of looking, he reminded me a lot of a little shorter Josh Allen. When he came out, he was raw. He had a rocket arm. He had athleticism, and he was able to work in a system that helped him put it all together. I think it's the same with Malik Willis. I think he has the best arm in the draft by far, the most athleticism. And if someone can hone it like they did in Buffalo with Josh Allen, I think he could be that type of player.
The fact that this has taken so long, I think they're trying to trade out.
yeah.
Could.
Yeah. I'm seeing a lot of Malik Willis on Twitter. Like, this is crazy. Like,
So am I, Brant.
Like people with over 200,000 followers going saying Malik Willis is the pick.
It was funny. About a month and a half ago, all you heard about was Pickett. Pickett. He's going to be first guy. Then all of a sudden, Willis came out of nowhere, and now he's the guy now. So
I hope Pickett goes to the Steelers. I think that match would work well.
I mean, he pretty much grew up in their room. I mean, he was there.
Yeah.
I said, is there going to be a sixth defensive player picked in a row?
Why would they do that?
I don't know. Because it's the Panthers. The fact that there have been 5 defensive players in a row, though, like that's
kind of odd.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Well, defense wins. I mean, defense gets you there. So
the game is.
Oh, I think the pick is in. Nope. He's a liar.
Pick is in.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God! I thought I read that wrong. Okay.
Wow.
I thought I read it. I thought I read it.
Yeah, I'm there with you too.
Carolina Panthers, Ike Ekwonu from
Told you, Brant.
NC State, the offensive tackle. And again, this is not much of a surprise because this is the way the board has fallen. They could have gone for a quarterback and they chose not to. I love that for them. It is because they're not going to make the mistake.
And Darnold wasn't terrible the first few games of the season. He's not a terrible quarterback. I mean, he had to shake off some bad habits, but you need to give him protection, and that's one thing they failed to do when they had their losing streak. The first couple games, they were fine. He was able to use his athleticism. They won games, but then their offensive line just sort of fell apart. It's a solid pick, especially because he's a local boy. I'm not hating on it at all.
Listen, this pick is great. I'm proud of Carolina for sticking to their guns and getting a value player that's going to help their rushing attack. It's going to improve their offensive line in totality, dude. It's huge, and I'm happy they didn't get idiotic. They're probably looking for a trade, right, Brian? Because there's 2 minutes left, which I wouldn't blame them one bit if they were trying to trade back and attain more draft capital. But they got arguably probably the best BPA on their board, and they got a guy who, from all scouts, from all reports, this is the guy that is the best run blocking offensive lineman in this draft. Great for them. It's good for Christian McCaffrey. It's good for this offense.
What's up, Dan? Hey, Drew, with that being said, is McCaffrey a Panther in week 1?
Yeah, they're not letting him go.
I've heard they've tried to shop him a little bit.
No. John,
anyone trading for that cap?
Yeah.
It's not going to be this year. He signed for this year. He's got the year. The Giants are not going quarterback here. That would be surprising.
Mike, he has about the same value as a Zeke. He's been hurt back-to-back years.
Yeah, true.
You got. I mean, Christian McCaffrey's been hurt back-to-back years.
There's Mel Kiper.
See, I don't have. Oh yeah, fuck. Ugh.
Now see, Bakari's right here. Is he a healthy Panther? Because he hasn't played. He really has not. I mean, look, I'm not gonna sit here and look. You guys know my thoughts on running backs in the first round, especially early. So I'm never gonna say that was a great pick for obvious reasons. It's just the way I view the game. But even if you like the pick, he's not really panned out the last couple of years, and they've desperately needed him. So, none of this matters if he's not healthy because their offense is him. They've not really built. I mean, DJ Moore, but they haven't really built out anything above that. Just Kenny Pickett. Pretty has small hands.
God, he has to wear a glove in cold weather. I don't trust it.
Well, that's why he can't go to Pittsburgh now, can he?
I mean, it worked for him, but for me, is like if I'm watching that, I'm just like, nah. I don't trust it.
So again, if you're just keeping up, the Carolina Panthers draft Ikem Ekwonu, the offensive tackle from NC State, which means that for the second time in 3 picks, Giants are up.
Man, it worked out well for them. My God.
Which means if you're watching here in a sports box, you're getting it here first.
See, why you go watch Roger's ugly face? Just watch us. He's all sweaty too. It's hot. He looks sweaty. If you've never been to Vegas, don't. It is hot. It is a dry heat, but it's hot.
In my other mock for trades, Brian, I have the Jets trading up here with the Giants. I have them trading up here and getting Garrett Wilson in front of the Falcons.
No, Wilson will be there later. This draft is probably the most wide receiver rich that I can remember.
See, but I was having this discussion with the boys today. I don't think you ever need a first round wide receiver. I just don't. I don't.
Unless he turns into Jamar Chase.
Because I don't think, no, I think
what Jamar did last year?
They should have taken Sewell last year.
I agree with you.
Quarterback makes you.
But
DeAndre Hopkins has something to say about that.
What has DeAndre Hopkins ever won?
Does
What?
Cincinnati go
What
that
has he
far
ever
without Jamar Chase though?
What's he ever won?
What do you? It's not about.
It is.
He's not gonna,
It is about winning. There is
Okay.
a direct the only
Hold
first
on.
round receiver that I can recall in the recent history that won a Super Bowl with the team that drafted him is Mike Evans. And you know what? They brought in a quarterback who you may have heard of.
yeah, he's the
It
goat.
doesn't
That's
lead-
completely different.
but it doesn't lead to anything. It just again, me personally, I'm addressing my lines, my secondary, like that's what I want to do in the first round. And obviously I need a quarterback. Then I figure it out. That's me overlook just how I look at the game. I don't know, just me. Giants
If
up
you're
again,
the
guys. This should be a tackle, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
This
Should that
is-
be
Evan Neal.
Cross.
Evan New York
For
Cross.
me, it's Neal. Like I don't have Cross near Neal. Like I understand he's a better pass blocker or whatever, but Neal is someone that'll anchor an offensive line for 10 to 15 years. I'm not saying Cross can't do that, but he's not the overall rounded player that Neal is.
Yeah, I agree, Brant. I have Neal as my number one offensive lineman in this draft. So Giants get Neal, man. I already have them as winners of tonight.
Yeah, I got Neal before Cross as well. So
That'd be huge.
Dude,
To get Neal and Kayvon.
If they come out with Thibodeau and a tackle here, which is what we think they're going to do, I think that they pretty much did exactly what I thought they should do. Not screw it up. Don't be the smart guy in the room. Take what falls to you.
Yep.
hey guys, you probably saw Ahmad Gardner.
Telesco.
You probably saw Ahmad Gardner, the sauce.
Evan Neal.
Yep.
when
Evan
the
Neal.
sauce went. How much was that? How much was that necklace that he was wearing?
A lot. I guarantee. And hey, Mike, I guarantee you didn't pay for it either because he's gonna be sponsoring it.
Yep.
I right now, Giants are winning the draft. I mean, it's easy to say that because they've taken 2 of the first 7 picks, but they haven't screwed anything up. So you gotta feel good about that.
Sure, it's a shame Gardner didn't go to Pittsburgh. He could have been Heinz sponsor with the sauce. That'd have been nice.
I see what
Now
you did.
9 to 13, no, 8 to 13 is where we're going to see a lot of interesting picks because it's a lot of guys that are very similarly rated. And who do y'all think Falcons go with here?
I don't know, man.
That's a wild card now. Do they go quarterback? I think they're crazy if they do, especially Ritter or Reader.
You got Jamison Williams. You got Garrett Wilson. You have Kyle Hamilton. I mean, they're literally every position they need something. So the only position I would not go, and like I said before on Tuesday, you don't go QB here, like Mike just said.
No.
They're just.
I don't think
it's a waste of a pick, Brian. They're not going to contend in the NFC South. They're not going to contend for a wild card spot. They're going to get their asses kicked this next upcoming season. Lose and get your top pick and get your best pick next year, which is a quarterback. It's common sense to me.
I'm going to
wouldn't
say
go
wide
anywhere else.
receiver. I'm going to say receiver. I'm going to say take Garrett Wilson. Ohio State.
It's got to be Garrett Wilson.
Yeah. They need a receiver. I mean, they lost Gage. Ridley's going to be in jail soon. Who knows? So
He's not playing all year.
mm-mm.
So, LaShawn McCoy, who, when I'm guessing he says we, meaning the Eagles, says, we taking Kenny Pickett.
Oh God. Could you
That
imagine?
would be
Could you
outstanding.
imagine? Wow.
Brian.
I'm only reporting
We
what
might
I'm,
have
what
another-
I'm seeing on the interwebs.
Brian, we might have
Brian,
another.
where'd
where'd you see this?
His Twitter.
Wow. Could you
Cut
imagine
on dime
that?
25.
Brent, could you just imagine this? we might skip 5 picks again. We just might be in so much awe that they did that. I was gonna be like,
You're gonna have to file a missing persons report on me if that happens.
Oh my God.
We gotta get all Eagles on here, Brian. If that happens, just reach out to all the Eagle fans in the world.
Dan, if you watched the show when they took the other quarterback, you had to see You had to see some of the guys from like Velarde and oh my god, they were
I had that video.
flipping out. I mean, Hess dropped the phone. Hess was sitting there with his stone face. He slammed the phone down. It was bedlam. It was bedlam.
It's like if you do that, what was the point of trading with the Saints to move the pick to next year? And it makes no sense.
Well, because you know what you're going to do.
Yeah.
Wow, I can't even fathom them doing that.
Bro, that would be outstanding.
Wow. we might see Dan physically throw up on the show. So,
yeah, I mean, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. 5.5 minutes here. Evan Neal is a large man.
Got a little bit of size.
Listen, you're a couple picks away now. What are you feeling here? I mean, is there anybody who's like, oh, I can't believe he's still there?
For me, who are you talking to?
He's talking to you.
No, I mean, I think Kyle Hamilton's still one of the better prospects available. I think you still got Devin Lloyd. I think Nakobe Dean might go to the second round.
I don't have him going too high.
But it's interesting because it's one of those. He's a football player. Like his nose was always on the ball when he was in that Georgia defense.
What do you guys think of Olave?
Solid.
Yeah,
He's pro ready.
I'd go with him over Wilson. I like his production more in
too.
college. Like he's a little smaller than Wilson. But when I'm looking at college production, like he turned it up, and Wilson was always the number 2.
John, the reason why Jordan Davis stock is falling apart is because of his motor, and he's a one-trick pony. That's why a lot of teams are backing off of him. They prefer Wyatt over Davis right now.
Friendly reminder, if you're watching the show, and I see many of you are, we love you. We appreciate you. Give us a like. We appreciate that. That way, at least Facebook will actually get us out there to more people because that's what the algorithm does. Maybe Elon Musk can buy Facebook. That's not investment advice. There we go. Just pop through. See, I love you guys. Thank you. You guys are wonderful. Wonderful people. Yeah, 4 minutes left. Do you think Atlanta's trying to make a move here?
Yeah,
I think every team from now to the end of the first round is going to be trying to get out of this current spot.
There's so much uncertainty, right?
pick is in, boys.
I can't wait. Let's see.
All right, it's not terrible. I don't hate it.
You already got it?
Drake
But you don't love
London.
Yeah,
Who is it?
Drake London.
Oh,
wide receiver from USC.
Wow,
That's a reach.
That is a reach. That is
It's a reach.
See, he was consensus number 1 on a lot of people's boards. Not mine.
Not mine.
He
What
was.
board are you looking at? I want to know what board you're looking at.
I looked at a lot of different boards,
So did I.
but when you're looking at Drake London, you're looking at almost 6'5". I mean,
Terrible.
NFL Network had him as the number 1 wide receiver, but he's 6'5", 220 pounds, ex-basketball player, great production in college. He got hurt towards the end of this last year, but pro comp, I've been seeing Mike Evans, which is not a terrible pro comp to have. The only concern I have with him is his ability to separate off the line of scrimmage, but that's something that can be taught.
Sounds exactly like JJ Arcega-Whiteside.
Yeah.
Stanford kid that could jump out of the roof and gets in the pros and does nothing. So
Yes, that's a big difference. Yeah.
Sorry, Brad. That's just my reading on that.
Maybe JJ will be fine as a tight end. That is
strong
probably a
bid.
better position for him.
He'd be better off somewhere else.
Are the Jets?
Stone hands.
Remember, he was supposed to be a red zone target too, but that's not happening.
Drake London to the Atlanta Falcons. Next up, the Seattle Seahawks. And the only reason, gentlemen, the Seahawks are picking here because they still owe the next pick to the Jets, from that really dumbass trade they made for that safety, who will remain nameless, is this is the one of the pieces they got for Russell Wilson. So this is a spot where, look, this could be a quarterback. Could be a quarterback. I'm not saying it is, but I'm saying that it could be. Guys, Mike and I have talked about this on Tuesdays. I want to get your opinions here. If it were me, and it's not, but if it were, I would be looking to sell DK Metcalf to the highest bidder. Like, I just don't know that I want to get that guy into his contract, not having my quarterback solidified. If they dump Tyler Lockett, if they dump a DK Metcalf, frankly, the tight end that they just got from Denver as well can be moved.
Yeah.
So no offense. So I don't know that I'm like in love with building offensive players. I don't know if they love Drew Lock, and I don't know who would love Drew Lock. But
I'd rock with Lock. For me, I'm looking offensive tackle here.
Charles Cross is there.
Charles Cross, I think, would make a lot of sense here. This team is going full rebuild. Like you said, I'd go ahead and start selling off pieces. They're not going to be playing for now. They're going to be playing for 2, 3, 4 years down the road.
Some talk here on Drake London. He's big and tall. John Sugg saying he thinks Jermaine Johnson to Seattle.
That's who I have going there. I mean, he's got speed off the edge, Florida State kid. So
yeah, but only 1 year of production. 1 year of production, and like 55-60% of his production was against Miami and like Jacksonville State. Everywhere else, his pass rushing, his pressure rate was right around 10% against every other opponent, which is terrible. It is not first round pick worthy.
But if he goes to Seattle, they're in total rebuild. He could work into the system.
I would.
Or you could go Cross. I mean, Brent, you're right. You could go Cross.
That's where I'm leaning towards too, is Cross, because they already have all those weapons on offense. I think they're going to give Drew Lock a chance to.
I think it's
to
Cross.
be the quarterback.
I'm seeing Cross everywhere, and people confirming it.
How crazy would that be to go offensive line first round after they traded Wilson?
It is Charles Cross.
Just the middle finger on the way out.
Yeah.
Is it Cross?
It is Cross.
Yeah.
Hey, how you guys getting this shit before me?
Very carefully.
See now, Jets. The Jets could go wide receiver here.
Seattle Seahawks take Charles Cross, offensive tackle, Mississippi State.
Woo woo.
Good call, Brent.
In my mock, I had him going offensive tackle. However, I had Icky slipping down this far with Carolina taking a quarterback. But
I keep my ticker updated here. Taking shots.
Shut it, John. You son of a bitch.
Ron Spacito talking about Garrett.
Yeah, Garrett Wilson's going to the Jets. That's got to be the pick for the Jets. Him or Jameson.
Well, the reason that you think that is because, and I agree with you, is because all of this, I don't know, they may not have to. They can just sit there. All of this talking about the New York Jets, is that they wanted to trade 10 for Tyreek Hill, Deebo Samuel, all this stuff. And now they have not said the pick is in. So I mean, I saw Charles Cross. I believe it to be Charles Cross. I hope that I'm not jumping the gun, but that appears to be.
Yeah, no, it was confirmed by a lot of different sources on Twitter.
Okay. Love Twitter. No.
Even more now, right, Brian?
Yes. Definitely. I mean, I don't know what this clock's still going on before if we know who the pick is. Dan Bellick says, I hope I pronounced that right, by the way, Dan Bellick or Bellich. I apologize if it's wrong. They are going wide receiver. I think the Jets have to. Again, I'm not saying it's the best move. What I am saying is the way their off season has gone, it'd be a shock if they didn't use this pick on a wide receiver, whether it's a trade or a draft pick.
I think it's going to be Wilson from Ohio State. That's where I have That's where I have him going.
Garrett Wilson, I thought was the best receiver in the draft coming out of Ohio State. So I would be surprised that Drake London went ahead.
Well, listen, Olave could go too. I mean, there, who knows?
Daniel Williams has not been picked yet. All the picks are on the ticker, guys. So I'm trying to keep my best to keep that up to date. Okay, we verified it as cross, so we were very much ahead of the NFL. We are ahead of everyone.
Too fast.
Too fast, too furious. Dan, any thoughts there?
I don't know at this point. I'm hoping with everybody's taken, if Hamilton falls, I'd be okay with him. But anything between Hamilton, Booth, depends on who's there wide receiver wise. But I want defense, so I'm hoping Hamilton or Booth.
All right, my first bathroom break of the day.
Actually, wouldn't mind Davis there because at that point you won't have to worry about him having to start right away.
Talk about the defensive tackle?
Yeah.
Be interesting.
With the Cox and Hargrave likely gone after this year. And then also Graham, so that's three guys on the line that you're going to lose. I don't know if they would go after him that early, especially when you still have Kelsey. You don't necessarily need to fill that hole right away. I'd rather look in the second round for that position than go right now with holes on the defense.
I don't know what just happened here. There we go.
Oh, man.
JETS. Jets.
And it's terrible. As I'm coming up as a Washington fan, like I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know who to get excited about.
Well, I mean, I think for them it's probably Kyle Hamilton, right?
You'd think, but who the hell knows? And do you need a safety? Is that a big thing? Would you rather have a linebacker? Would you rather, there's no cornerbacks I'd take here. Yeah, it's terrible. Like it's just, man, it's this year. I'm just not in love with any player.
It is a weird year. It is definitely a weird year.
Like, yeah. I mean, for me, it's probably Hamilton because I think he has a little bit of Cam Chancellor in him. And, having some toughness on the back end of the defense would be fine. But it really is. It's just a funky year. I think the only person I'd really get pissed at would be Jermaine Johnson.
So I guess I'm kind of looking for it to be Jermaine Johnson.
Jesus. But if I'm looking at wide receiver, man,
Hamilton.
Jameson, is it?
That's what everyone keeps saying.
Well, I haven't seen confirmation of that at all.
That would be interesting.
What was their safety need?
That would be
That'd be kind of funny. Train Adams and then bringing in Hamilton with that pick that you got from him.
yeah.
Well, they're also dealing with Maine, who's always inconsistent with his contracts.
This guy, Charles Cross. Man, if the Falcons could get a quarterback, Brant,
What?
all yours, bub.
God.
I mean,
What do you think?
I don't know. Garrett Wilson's not my favorite. He's not. I would have, I think, right now, Jamison Williams a little higher. I've got Olave a little higher. People like Wilson because I think he tested really well. He tested better than most people thought. But I guess I need production and testing. I need a combination. And I don't think Olave outshined Wilson at Ohio State. I would like Alex's. I'd like to see what he thinks on this just because he is an Ohio State guy and he watched a lot more of their games. If Wilson is,
Thanks, both.
But for me, I have Olave a little higher. But Jamison Williams was my number one pick.
Wilson to the Jets.
Okay.
We just
Good
confirmed.
Good pick.
And that's a great pick, by the way, by the Jets.
Yep.
Damn.
Eric.
Here we go.
Looks like Hamilton's going to slide right into Washington.
Ugh. I'm not. Like I said, I think trading back, or for me, it's got to be Hamilton. I think he's the best player available on the board right now. He does fill a need, so it's a 2-for-1 pick. But the Jets and the Giants, man, they've put together a good draft so far. The Jets getting Sauce and Wilson is solid. And the Giants with Neal and Thibodeau, it's also solid.
Friendly reminder, if you're watching the show and you haven't yet joined the ever-growing group of people that like the show, we love to see those numbers pop up. It's always good, so we appreciate it.
Is he talking about Jamison Williams?
Mel Kiper. Look at Mel Kiper in his stupid-looking house. I mean, look, again, this is not a surprise. It's not a surprise because these are
would make sense for the Jets. Well, Lewis, how do you factor in the ACL? It is a player who will most likely not be available until sometime during the season.
that's Brant with the audio.
Sorry, I boosted it up a little bit to try to see what Mel Kiper was saying.
Sounds like a ham radio.
So that now again, this takes the Jets out on Debo. No question about it.
Yeah.
So
Debo's staying.
Who's going to pay Debo $25-30
not
million
even that, guys. But
1 year of production?
Yeah, but his issue is that he doesn't want to do this running thing. Well, if that's what you don't want to do, what are you? Like, you're not the dual threat anymore. So, like, what are you worth? Up next is the first pick ever
So bad, Brent.
in
Go
the
ahead,
history
Brent.
of the Washington Commanders.
Who do they open up against? The Tampa Bay Bandits?
Fucking right.
The
God.
Washington Generals?
Cleveland Guardians.
Generals?
I think this is the only worst name in sports right now is the Cleveland Guardians.
Yep.
I think that is the only name in professional sports that is worse than mine.
Oh, man.
Sorry,
No, you're not.
I felt it was topical.
What'd you do? I wasn't
I
looking.
put that Wentz thing up. If you bet $100 on the Commanders to win a Super Bowl, you will lose $100.
Yeah.
All right, so talk to me. This is all you. Now, do you want to know ahead of time or you want to wait?
No, if you know it, you say it, and then you'll get my reaction. And I'll probably mute everything for a little
Fantastic.
bit.
Are you? Do you have all like sharp objects away from you? Anything breakable?
It is. So
You already know the pick, Brian?
No.
No, it's I don't. There's no sharp objects. Like I've gotten away from
Sharp objects.
Yes,
You
and
broke away
the
from
team
them.
hurting me like that, like it's
Great.
been numb the last few
Oh,
years.
Great.
here we go.
Great. Trading out.
Oh,
Good job,
thank
B.
God. Give me a first
With the
this year and
Saints. With the Saints. The Saints.
Oh,
They're going quarterback.
They're going Willis?
Boy.
They're going to go Willis?
Wow. Wow.
What did we get? What did we get?
Well, I guess that kills the Bud Light contest. Where
God.
you get perfect draft, $15 million.
God, this makes me feel so much better about life. Like,
Malik Willis is on the radar for the New Orleans Saints.
is it or Ritter? Because I've seen Ritter being the first quarterback off.
He
and
shouldn't be the first quarterback.
I agree. I don't get it.
Willis and Pickett are better than him.
Oh my God!
Even Carl's better than him.
I was saying
I don't
Jameson
know.
Williams.
I think Ritter was one of my favorite. I think he's more pro ready than all of them.
Hey, good for Washington. Good for Washington.
Depending
I
on
am
what they
happy.
got.
Like, I'm gonna mute my.
It's a tough spot to be in. I'm proud of them. It's a good move.
Waiting on terms. But who are they jumping?
The Saints picked 16th.
Yeah, they have and 18th. I'm sorry,
Bro.
19th.
I hope we got both. If we
I'm
got
pretty
both
sure-
picks, I'm gonna be ecstatic.
No,
I
there's
don't
no way
think
you're
it'll-
getting both.
Hey, you don't know.
No way.
You don't
There's
know.
no way. No, there's really no way.
You don't
There's
know.
no
Hey,
way.
you don't know. That's gonna determine this for me. If we got or at least give me one now and one next year, I'd be okay with that. I don't think that's what we'll do, but I'm hoping.
16, 3rd, and 4th.
Are you fucking
Yep.
kidding me?
Nope.
There it is. There it is.
I quit. I'm going. to
Brian, can you look and see? Do the New Orleans Saints have a second?
1 second.
Why would you?
That's a good song.
16,
do.
9,
It's 17.
98, and 20. 16, 98, and 120.
Okay, so they didn't have a second.
For me, that's not enough. That's not enough to move back 5 spots. And you had Hamilton there. You could have gone Jamison Williams. For me, I would have needed at least.
I'll try to be positive for you, buddy.
The Commanders are out here commanding.
Jesus.
Bad trade. That's a yeah.
Breathe, bro. It'll be okay.
No, it's just frustrating because it's like you going back 5 spots in the first round. You're going from essentially top 10 to.
Well, listen, hold on. I'm going to do the math for you in a minute. I'll tell you if it's good. I'll tell you. 1 second. Don't you worry.
Who would you have taken here had you stayed?
Who the
Kyle
fuck
Hamilton.
knows?
I'm going to Kyle Hamilton.
What happens if he falls to you at 16?
No, that'd be a genius then. That'd be a genius move.
That would be good value.
Yeah. I don't think it happens, but
It could.
Okay. All right, so it's
3 and 4 to move up 5 spots. Oh, Brad, I'm sorry, brother.
he's not sorry.
I'm
I've
not.
never seen you so red.
he's pissed.
All right, so
Not as pissed.
I'm doing the math here. All right, so 16 was worth 1,000 points, 98 was worth 108, and 120 was worth 54. The 11th pick was worth 1,250. It is a slight loss.
Yeah, it doesn't it doesn't make sense for me to go back 5 spots.
I
and
would
you
say
pick-
I would
we
say
didn't
it is
have a
not
third?
enough. I would say it is not enough.
because we didn't have a third because we traded our third this year for Carson Wentz. It's like it doesn't make sense. Like why you'd go back 5 spots for only a third. And
I
fourth.
guess that would, but
Brian,
but if they feel that their guy's going to be there,
Brian, they're not going to, but you got to, New Orleans ain't going to trade both their top picks. It's not happening to move up.
No, but you get a second next year or a first next year. You try to put some
they
of that
don't-
draft
they
capital
don't
for
have-
next year.
They don't have a first next year because they traded it to the Eagles.
Everything else, I'm hitting bottle hearts.
Chris Olave.
Olave.
Yep. Chris Olave.
I don't understand why I got traded up.
That's it's huge for this. It's a big pick for the Saints.
He had to go take some Tylenol. He had to go relax a little bit.
Oh, he's pissed.
Oh yeah. Oh, there he is.
We're with you, brother.
Oh man.
God damn. I pressed the wrong refresh button.
Oh, we
I'm
thought
all-
you were
Hey, at
throwing
least you didn't
stuff.
end the broadcast.
Yeah.
We thought you were throwing stuff.
Oh God. No, like I said, I wish we would have gotten more. But I mean, depending on who we get, it's what it's going to come down to. I know we were lacking picks in that 3rd to 4th round range, and you can still find talent. We found talent there. Like I said, I just wish we would have gotten a little bit more. I don't hate the trade for New Orleans though, because I mean, Mike Thomas has just been hanging out, collecting a check. Like they haven't had anybody to throw to. I think Olave was the next best wide receiver. Like him and Jamison Williams are the two I have. But I mean, you got a lot of wide receiver depth in this draft, and that's why I'm okay waiting till the 2nd round to get one. Because I mean, you still got Traylon Burks, you still got Jamison Williams, you still got Christian Watson out of North Dakota State, who I think could be really special with his size and speed. Jahan Dotson, Sky Moore, George Pickens.
Why is he wearing a Derwin James jersey?
Jeez.
What?
Lions
just traded-
Lions trade up. Lions.
Wow, dude, what the freak is going on?
Quarterback. QB.
I don't understand what's going on right now. Why are you trading up for these quarterbacks? There's no way. There's no way they're trading up for a quarterback. There's no way.
It can't be. No.
There's no way, dude. Kyle Hamilton, Jameson Williams. These have got to be the guys Lions are looking at. There's no way they're going for a quarterback.
For me, it's got to be Hamilton. Like I don't think anybody thought he would make it down to 12.
I agree.
Once he fell out of that spot, they
That
just said
and
we got to get up there and get him. Yeah. You would think. I mean, would be a smart move.
Because, I mean, Goff did pretty decent with them, especially with Amon-Ra St. Brown taking off. I mean, a wide receiver makes sense too, though.
Is he their long-term answer,
Cross is gone, John.
Is he their long-term answer, though?
Who?
Goff?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
No.
Mike.
I mean,
Wow, yo, Detroit sends 32, 34, and 66 for 12 and 46.
Charger Chiefs season opener. Oh, that's great. That's wonderful.
What, Drew, you think he is?
What?
Golf.
No. I'm not drafting a quarterback if I'm Detroit.
Okay.
I'll wait till next year.
A lot of teams should wait till next year, but they're going to get taken.
That's why you got a big crop coming out next year from college.
Yeah.
that's I like that trade better for the Lions than I do for us. Like, Brian, can you do the math on that and see if that trade ends up better for them than ours does?
Well, it's a 32.
Wow. 32, 34, 66.
No.
We'll do the math as soon as I.
Olave fits New Orleans offensive scheme. So,
What do you think happens with Mike Thomas? You think he ends up playing there, or you think he's gone?
I think he stays there, man.
Yeah. I think he's got a lot of money too, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Or Lions going up to get the wide receiver to go opposite Amon-Ra.
That's a
That's
big
what I
win
was
for
thinking.
Minnesota.
What'd you say?
No, it's not a big win for Minnesota. It's wow. Okay, so Minnesota gave up 1640 for 14-10. Not a good deal.
Who got the better end of it?
The Lions.
I was gonna say it was what the 2-2. No, it was the end of the first round and then second. So they keep the two first. So they're moving up. Yeah, it works better for the Lions. They're not really giving up anything.
Jamison Williams.
Yep, Jason Williams.
The run on wide receivers is
Lions
running
are
right now.
killing it. Man. God damn it, dude.
All right, so who you got?
St. Brown. You got Hawkinson.
They're loaded.
Penny Sewell. You had Penny Sewell play great
DeAndre
last
Swift.
year. Yeah,
Yeah.
Swift.
Their offense is loaded, dude.
And see, now you got Houston's back now for their second pick.
Yeah.
They're trading. I'm calling it right now, guys. They're trading.
This allows them to keep using Goff. The Goff shouldn't have any excuses with the weapons he has.
As things are going hot and heavy, don't try to keep tabs on everything.
Could you imagine getting Stingley and then Hamilton in the same draft with having a pick in the top 3 and then mid-round?
So Houston's up.
I don't like this for the Chargers at all.
I am rooting so hard for the
You
Eagles.
still got Trevor Penning, man.
Oh, God. Dude, I will be pissed if we pick Trevor Penning. Do not want that guy.
So I think Jamison Williams has a chance to be the best wide receiver out of this class just based on his skills alone.
He had over 1,000 yards and 15 touchdowns in 14 games.
Brian, Vikings also traded a 46.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Eagles.
Trade up.
Yep.
Wow.
The 15th or the 18th?
They're at 13.
Yeah.
Which one?
I mean, which
The Eagles are at
pick?
13.
Eagles moving up. Wow. This should be interesting.
Fuck, man. One of the Chargers to trade here, dude. Oh.
So are you thinking wide receiver with Treylon Burks maybe?
No, they're going to go Hamilton.
Hamilton. If they don't, they're stupid. They
Their
got
safeties
linebackers
suck.
in there.
Right, Daniel? I mean, Hamilton would be the pick here,
They
right?
got to be.
I think so.
Or,
You know, it's not going to be
or a linebacker trying to get out of the watch.
They could have waited.
It's not going to be that. Trust
They
me.
could have waited for Devin Lloyd. They could have waited for that.
I mean, by all accounts, you think they saw Hamilton there and they try to move up to get him. So that's what I'm thinking.
It'd be a
The-
good
the
trade to
last
get
time
Hamilton.
last time they took linebacker in the first round, I was in like second grade.
Who's here?
Quig.
The Eagles have moved up, Quig.
Oh, Tone.
Yeah, I know. Eagles moved up. They took, and then another clown. The Lions moved up. Took
13 for 15, 124, 162, 166.
Holy shit.
What the fuck?
Could the Eagles? I see a lot on Twitter. Could the Eagles be going with Trey Burks?
Yeah. I think there's a fear right now that the wide receivers are slipping off the boards.
the Lions took Williamson, right?
Mike Velarde, if they take Malik
Yeah.
Willis, I'll kill myself.
They're gonna take Jordan Davis.
Oh yeah,
You mean
Jordan Davis.
Texans trade at 13 to the Eagles?
Having some technical difficulties, bro.
I'm pressing the wrong buttons. It's just bad. That's fucking bad.
Like the broadcast is so far behind everything. Like it's ridiculous.
They really are.
God, I pray it's Trey Burks. Jesus, that would be outstanding.
I hope it's Kenny Pickett.
Oh, that's so hard. I don't want Hamilton. Ooh.
If they trade up to draft a safety, that would be kind of funny. Brent, I see you didn't like the trade.
I wish we would have gotten a little bit more. I think it wasn't like a significant difference in value, but I would have liked to see something for next year because I think next year's draft will be a little deeper.
Yeah,
Or a
but
lot
the
deeper.
the other teams know that, so why would they give up
Yeah.
assets when they could just
Jordan
give
Davis.
Jordan Davis.
I told you, Jordan Davis, 5 minutes ago. Didn't you fucking listen? Some things never change.
That is a big dude. He moves well for being a big guy.
And the Ravens were linked to him, so I'm not surprised they moved up with the fear that they would take him.
Defensive tackle from Georgia.
So let's see. We're at 2 picks, and then Washington will go again. Jesus. What? God. Here comes Hamilton. Fingers crossed that he drops down to 16. Then I'd be happy with the trade because you looked at added a third, a fourth, and still get the guy that you could have got at 11.
I mean, they picked up, what, a 3 and a 4?
Yeah. Which we had gotten rid of our 3 for Wentz.
Interesting.
I got nothing on that front. I'm reserving excitement or disdain.
What would upset you the most so I can root for it? Just for having a good visual.
Jermaine Johnson. I think he's a surefire bust. I don't see it. 1 year of production, he's slow off the ball. And we just let 3 defensive linemen walk in free agency. So why the hell would we draft another one?
They jumped Baltimore is what they wanted because I think Baltimore probably liked them.
Yeah, they got the history of those big defensive tackles with Tony Siragusa and
Calais Campbell.
Somebody asked me, do you think the Eagles just traded up for Williams, didn't realize Detroit was taking him?
It's a possibility.
Nothing is out of the realm for the Eagles organization. That's for sure.
That is a big guy, though. My goodness.
Large.
Man. Do you have any pictures of him?
Davis? Yeah, I'll play it again. He is a large man.
And he's
I mean, look,
slimmed down for the
They gotta
combine, too.
They have to replace the defensive line. I mean, they have to replenish it. These guys are getting older.
Yeah, and you know, and despite what Fletcher Cox feels, he was a shell of himself last year. If they don't find something to clog up that middle,
Yeah, he has been himself for like 2-3 years. So
Yeah, well, he's been in denial.
Wow. Eagles made the deal before the Jameson William happened.
Well,
So y'all think go ahead.
Well, they obviously made a deal hoping, knowing that one of the two would be there for him. The top targets in the draft were Jameis Williamson and Jordan Davis, you know, for what they were picking and what they were availability for. So I think they're happy either way.
That's still funny though.
I don't know. I mean, how many teams do you see draft wide receivers 3 years in a row and be successful like that? It's just not a good thing. I mean, Detroit, what, the last time the team to do it, Calvin Johnson, Mike Williams, and Carlos Rogers, or Williams, I forget who it was, but I forget who the third one was.
No, so Calvin was actually separate. It was Roy Williams, Charles Rogers, and the other guy, Mike Williams.
Big Mike Williams, yeah.
The original.
Yeah, but the other thing too, you got to understand who's picking right behind the Eagles or was right in front of the Eagles in Baltimore. And you guys know that they love that, like you said. You know,
How about that? Eagles getting.
Hey, Tone, congrats on the 76ers moving on, man.
oh yeah, it's fucking big win.
Taking that long.
Congrats about not choking. You know, it's just good that they showed some heart. It's kind of pathetic that how the last couple of games turned out. No heart, And really, if you think about it, if Doc Rivers doesn't call a timeout to save Embiid from turning the ball over and before he hit the big shot, then they would have this series they would have been up one game going into the must-win game tonight. So,
Tony, any picks that stood out to you to this point?
no, but I just really hope that everybody cashed in on that DraftKings thing that I sent you guys yesterday. It was easy money. 1-2 pick at -140. I mean, I hope you bet your mortgage on it. I hope other SportsBox members bet $20,000 to $40,000 on it, to climb out of debt. So, hopefully ever got paid. We're already making money. So it's always good. No surprises. I mean, because if you look at it, you got a team like Houston that needs everything. So anything they pick isn't a surprise. I got to catch up a little bit, but O-line has been a little bit light, which has normally been a.
Yeah, see, the TV's way behind now.
Yeah.
Goodness.
All right. So let's check the math. So it was 13, 415, 124, 162, 166.
I mean, Aiden Hutchinson and Jameis Williamson for Detroit in the first two picks. Only Detroit could really mess up those two guys, I guess.
Ravens are taking Kyle Hamilton.
Fuck, man.
I mean, they already have two safeties, so he's the best player available, so I get it. I figured they'd hit more defensive line.
I mean, you might not be wrong, Brent, with saying that Kyle Hamilton's the best player available, but at the same time, it's one of the least valuable positions.
Yeah.
It just isn't. So I mean, I don't know. I think safety's a dying art. I mean, name the best safety in the league. So name the best safety in the league.
I couldn't even tell you.
Exactly. I mean, your boy
Derwin James.
He played half the season last year. So I mean, really.
No, he played a full season.
Did he play a full season?
Yeah, he played a full season.
Yeah. Well, I only
It
saw
was the last 2 years he hasn't played.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just a position that isn't of value.
I agree with you.
Now they got this kid from Gorman.
No, John. I'll be okay with that. I'll be okay with the Zion Johnson or Kenyon Green.
Trevor Penning.
Shut up, Brent. I swear to God, if we get that fucking guy.
It's crazy too, because even the ESPN website is slow.
Agree, Ryan.
I'm just trying to catch up on the draft here. Okay, so Cross, Ikwanu. Okay, good. So the last bet I need to hit is I need Reese Hall to be the first running back pick, and I sweep my draft bets.
Got a good shot there with Buffalo.
Well, it doesn't have to be a first round pick. It just has to be the first running back.
First
pick.
guy, yeah.
So.
Ravens
Brant,
pick is
do you
needed
think
as Kyle
Washington-
Hamilton.
I'm sorry.
What happened?
With Washington back trading back, do you think they're going to go with Tyler?
With who?
Tyler?
No, I think we'll probably end up going linebacker.
Devin Lloyd?
Yeah, that would be my guess. Or, yeah, I mean, that would be my guess. Either Devin Lloyd or Nakobe Dean.
That would be early for Dean. So
I
probably-
agree. But, I
probably
mean,
him then.
last year was early for Jamin Davis, and damn it, we pulled that trigger too. Like I said, there's no excitement. This is all, it's just, pray to God it's, yeah.
God, he is so freaking big.
Look at this guy.
Look, good Lord.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
Golly.
Oh, I didn't log into the damn. That's why things different. I can't see comments, nothing like that. John says, I got Malik Willis. I don't know about anybody else. I mean,
Yeah.
he has the most upside, fits the modern day NFL. I mean, this is an underwhelming draft for quarterbacks. So why not take a flyer on Willis?
I agree.
Eagles trade up again.
Linebacker. It's got to be. They're gonna.
Good trade with Houston?
Yeah, again.
Oh, okay.
Yep, they're gonna take Devin Lloyd. We'll take Nakobe Dean, and it'll be just like last year when we took the linebacker that fell to us.
Jesus Christ, dude. Fucking Philly.
What they give up this time?
This pick is a whore.
Via Philly and Houston.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that made it around. Who are they going to trade? Who did they just jump in front of? Houston?
Washington.
Yeah.
Well, if Kyle Hamilton's going here,
Or Trey Burks, best wide receiver on the board. Because Rivera talked up wide receivers about wanting to get another playmaker.
Yeah. What about Houston? What's that?
Maybe not.
No trade?
Texans are taking what's his name?
I haven't seen anybody about the trade.
Texans are taking Kenyon Green.
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh, that was a little early. I didn't even think I had him in rest in my first round draft.
Well, I mean, he's one of the top guards, so if that's a
I mean, I thought Zion Johnson would have gone first, Linderbaum, Penning.
I had Dallas taking Kenyon Green.
well, it's Dallas was targeting either him or Johnson or Zion Johnson.
Kenyon Green to Houston. So maybe the trade with Washington. I don't know. Someone said Eagles trading up again. Maybe not.
I haven't seen anything like that. Let me search it. I think they might have just got confused.
Yeah.
With the last, without Eagles trading this pick prior.
All right, so I guess the Washington's up at 16, right?
I love since I came on, Galetta left. He didn't say 2 words. I ain't even say nothing bad about him.
Oh, whoa!
Ravens have traded Marquise Brown to the Cardinals.
Wow!
He'll fill that Christian Kirk role, I guess.
For a lot less money.
Do we have the breaking news?
I didn't see that. What? That's crazy.
What did they give up for him?
They gave up a 3, and Ravens traded Brown into 3 to the Cardinals for pick 23.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hollywood Brown and DeAndre Hopkins.
So who the hell they got Lamar throwing to now? Like, my God.
Well, the rookie last year, he showed promise big time.
Yeah, he did.
And
they still got the tight end.
Yeah, you got Andrews who remembered how to catch the ball. I mean, because the year before he was bad, and last year he really stepped up. They got how come I can't remember the friggin' receiver? Their top pick.
I can't remember his name either.
But he seemed all right. He looked good. And I guess Marquise Brown out there running around and dropping the ball, I guess is
yeah, really
isn't their headache anymore.
Rashad Bateman.
There you go, Rashad Bateman, kid from Minnesota. Exactly. He looked actually pretty good. So there's a 1. It's a pretty deep draft this year in receiver. Well, they're all flying off the board now. So.
Oh man, people are pissed at Washington right now.
Jessica, I am showing them picking at 18 right at the moment. That can always change.
Yeah, I think if the Houston thing was a little bit off there. Did you put up who Houston's taking already?
Dude, I swear to God, if that's true, I'm done for the night.
What?
Don't say it.
Someone said Jahan Dotson to Washington. I swear, bro.
That would be really early over Burks too. I think
over Burks, yeah.
So PFT.
Bro, Albert Breer comp.
PFT. Why would the Ravens trade Hollywood Brown for 23 when that selection is 9 away from being on the clock? Only explanation is it gives them time to shop that pick for Debo.
Wow.
Hold on.
Yep, that's what it is.
Yep.
John Dotson.
I don't.
Tony, laugh with me, Tony.
It's not even funny. It's just like.
What do you don't like? Why? What's your issue?
The issue is.
I don't know. Maybe he was a late first round pick.
Why are you so mad? Why are you mad?
No, it's just he's not. Man.
Is this what's his name? Josh Dotson again? Sounds like it.
God, the TV's so behind.
God, I can't. It's just he's not. He's a dude. Like I don't see him coming in, and just fucking don't.
Oh, I love seeing Brand pissed.
So let me ask you a question, Brant. Are you more upset about the player Are you more upset about the position selected, or what's the
Both, a little bit of both. Like I don't this draft. Like this draft is so wide receiver heavy. I don't know why you go. Jahan Dotson's a second round wide receiver. He's not a first round talent. He's not. He's not. And so why the fuck are you picking a wide receiver in the middle of the first round who's a second round talent? And you could have had fucking Jameson Williams and not got an extra third and fourth. Like it's not worth it. It wasn't worth the trade down to get Jahan Dotson. And like he's just a dude. It's at least Treylon Burks has size.
Well, hold on. You know who's picking at 17, right?
No. No.
Yeah, but why? I mean, why?
I hope y'all get Jermaine.
Let me ask you something, Brian. For production.
No, we won't get Jermaine Johnson.
Why would you cut Bryant off just to put that on? He's in the middle of a sentence, and you cut that
I just realized the Chargers are picking.
Okay, but that's fine. Let my man finish his fucking thought.
He was so mad.
I'm so pissed.
That makes for good television.
Mm.
No,
it's just you're picking a guy
Right
that
here,
you could have
David.
had in the second round.
So, I mean, does this trade? I mean, obviously you didn't like the pick, but the trade makes a little bit more sense now because they knew he would be there, right?
Yeah, of course. I mean, they could have traded for the 32nd and 34th pick, and he still would have been there. Like, for me, it doesn't positional value doesn't make sense. Where you got him doesn't make sense. And honestly, I would have rather stayed at 11 and got Jameson Williams. At least that would have made me more excited. Fucking, you know what the talent difference is between Jameson Williams and Jahan Dotson? It's a fucking shit ton. Like way different.
Yeah, I mean, especially the upside. I mean, when you're looking at that,
it's like I'm looking at Jahan Dotson. I'm like, at best, Emmanuel Sanders. That doesn't do anything for me. Like he's had a good career, but he's undersized. He's got decent speed and hands, but
Brian, do you know?
No.
And his name sounds like Josh Doxson, who we drafted like 4 years ago in the first round. It's just fucking terrible. There's nothing about this that makes me excited as a Commanders fan.
I'm still
Wait, hold on. He just said it.
Like I did. There's shit.
Commanders fan. He just said it.
I'm gonna start taking who my next team should be. I'm about fucking done. And not just it's just like
Well, I mean, you could pick a USFL team.
Oh my God! Just announce it, people.
I think one of the things that I'm still in shock about is that they actually got they got the 23rd pick for Hollywood Brown.
That's crazy.
That's insane value for a guy, who's. I mean, he's back with Kyler Murray. I mean, maybe that helps. I mean, maybe Kyler only throws the only type of football he can catch. I mean, I don't know.
Does it bother you, Tony, that they only have one receiver?
Zion Johnson.
Yes! Woo! Oh, thank you, God. Yes.
And that's upsetting. Chargers pick up offensive guard Zion Johnson from Boston College.
Woo!
It's not
Let's
good.
go, Ryan. Oh, my God. Huge need. Great fit for our offensive line. Protects Herbert. They're going to put Matt Filler at right tackle. This is a great move. I am ecstatic. I am happy. It's a need, and it got addressed. Woo! My God.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I mean, as far as your target, Brian, in this draft, one of the guards, O-line help. That doesn't
Is
bode well
this
for the
going to be
Cowboys.
pending now?
No, I don't think so. I think they might go with Lindenberg or defensive end. I mean, I was.
Oh my God!
With all the talk about them trading up for
AJ Brown to the Eagles.
What?
AJ Brown to
What
the
did you
Eagles.
say?
AJ Brown.
What?
Of the Eagles. AJ Brown of the Eagles.
Oh my God.
We have breaking news here on the Sports Box.
I mean, you did already announce one Eagles trade that didn't come to.
No, this is Adam Schefter.
Yeah,
That's cool.
It's got to be for that pick, right?
Yeah.
What are the Tennessee Titans going to get back from him?
Probably this pick.
That's it?
I don't know.
There's got to be more than that, B.
How's it? I don't know.
What the
Yeah, I mean they're still talking about the Jahan Dawson pick, and we're 2 picks ahead with
18 pick and more.
Yeah, and more. Well, you know what?
18 and 101.
And another 3rd round pick.
Fuck it, that's a great trade.
Yeah, for Philly. Guys, who the hell does the Titans have to throw to?
Why would they throw the ball?
Well, yeah, that's a good point. You can't be one dimensional.
No, I mean they've been pretty one-dimensional, but I mean it's clear with if you're gonna base your entire offense around Derrick Henry, which seems that they pretty did. I mean, yeah, that play action killed them. I guess they're just not looking to pay AJ Brown. I mean, the Christian Kirk contract screwed everybody. That's why McLaren was crying, AJ Brown was crying. You see Debo crying. So I mean, it looks like these guys are just like, you know what, you want your big money somewhere else. We're not going to pay you, and now he's going to be Philly's headache to try to get under contract.
Tony, do you think, and you guys, do you think with AJ Brown being traded that Debo could still be in play for somebody like a Baltimore?
Absolutely. If you look at like AJ Brown and Debo aren't very similar as far as receivers. They're both strong runners with the ball, but I think Debo is a little bit more complicated because when you look at him, he doesn't want to be that multi-purpose gadget type of player anymore.
Yeah.
And that's, to me, it's insane because that's where his value is. And he was perfect in that 49ers offense. I mean, nobody's going to pay him the money he wants to be a straight wide receiver. Yeah.
And they also are both very similar in their route running, and also the fact that they both have some injured past. They do have a lot of injuries that they've dealt with in the past so far, being as a pro.
Why don't you tell your boy Bakley to watch the show and stop sending?
He was on earlier.
Yeah, I know. I was here.
I feel a little bit better after watching the highlights of Jahan and hearing the professionals talk about it, but I still I can't get Rager's face out of my head with this big.
No! About time you show up.
Fuck me!
It's the most happy I've ever seen.
Let's go.
Mike,
It's been 6 months and I'm back.
Mike, who's your quarterback?
I don't give a shit.
Well, I mean, you want to bring up quarterback, Brian. I mean, Ryan Tannehill has been often maligned and kind of discredited. So, I mean, A.J. Brown has proved he can play with a quarterback that hasn't really been the most accurate or whatever like that. So, when you he might not be a bad fit.
I just want y'all to know, I'm getting ready to pay for my Dynasty League, and I'm kind of pissed. My top 3 wide receivers, A.J. Brown, Devontae Adams, and Tyreek Hill, have all fucking changed teams this offseason.
Well, I mean, that's.
What you gotta say, Tony? What you gotta say, Tony?
I'm so mad.
Well,
Tony's eyes.
The Tyreek to the Raiders. I mean, listen, he's going to get fed the ball a ton on the Raiders with Derek Carr there. I mean,
And Amari Cooper's on my team as well. I have him as my fourth wide receiver.
well,
One of my
listen,
top
Cooper and
four
Watson,
wide
you can't hate that.
No, Jessica, the
Big
Eagles,
Sean
the Eagles moved their pick. They have no pick in this round. They're done for the night.
Oh yeah, there's no way Tennessee gave up.
As of now.
No. 18-101 for Brown. That's what it is.
No, yeah, I see. But
Mike, turn your TV down.
That's not me.
Hey,
My
hey,
team is not
hey, Tone.
Yes, it is.
What about Mike Vrabel coming out and saying, as long as I'm the head coach, AJ Brown will never get traded?
He might be getting
TV's
fired.
not
though.
on.
maybe he resigned. You know.
Oh boy, wow!
Eagles official.
Congratulations, Mikey.
Will stink.
Brant, your team stinks. The name stinks. They can't even pick anybody.
Titans are taking Treylon Burks.
I can't
can't.
believe they stink.
I can.
Johan Dotson. I was listening to you guys for the last 20 minutes. Drew's laughing at you. I can't believe it.
Not wrong.
I think I almost broke this fucking desk. I can't believe it.
I mean, if you look at what the Titans did, I mean,
I think I did break.
they traded a AJ Brown type player. AJ Brown drafted a similar type player and acquired a couple picks because obviously they weren't having any interest in paying AJ Brown.
I forgot they got Robert Woods. So I guess it's safe to say so far, as we're about to hit pick 19 here, freaking Eagles have had a good draft tonight. They've had a good day.
Listen,
Absolutely.
listen. I know everybody knocks Howie and his wide receivers and all this, but like Tony said, to move up, I think if you're moving up in the draft, you don't take the safety there. Because if you're moving up, you don't draft the safety. If you're moving up, you're going to take the impact guy. You're going to take the nose tackle or whoever. But
Unless you're Seattle.
Mark Scotty, welcome to the show, brother. Howie actually didn't blow it for once. Bird's top three receivers are off the board. If either roll the dice on Burks or do that.
Well,
the
obviously,
only-
obviously he wasn't moving up to take a wide receiver if he had that in his back pocket. He knew what he
That's
was
fine.
doing.
That's fine. But the argument I'm going to make here is the argument I made against Amari Cooper for Dallas is the benefit of taking that receiver in the first round is you get those 4 to 5 years of cheap talent. You're going to pay AJ Brown $25 million. 4 years, $100 million,
Yes.
57 guaranteed.
Guess what?
Done.
They're not going to pay Jalen Hurts next year. Then they're going to go draft a quarterback next year, probably. Probably what's going to
But
happen.
if you rebuild, but Mike, if that is your goal to rebuild with a rookie quarterback, why have AJ Brown?
Eagles, that's
I'm
it.
just
Eagles
saying,
extension. 4 years, $100 million, 57 guaranteed for AJ Brown.
They already gave it to him.
Yep, it's done.
Oh, shit.
Wait, what is it?
4 years,
years,
$100
$100
million,
million, 25.
57 guaranteed.
Wow.
You think that's bad?
$25
I don't
million
think
a year.
that's terrible. What? Write it out for me so I can see it.
There you go.
$25 million a year.
Yeah, it's better than Debo's trying to
He's got to
get.
stay healthy.
That's not the most guaranteed, right?
No,
For a receiver?
I don't think so.
Hill got more, right?
Yeah, this is. I mean, guess what? So, okay, so this is your shot. And everybody says the Eagles needed a receiver, or they got the receiver. Jalen Hurts is not going to be able to throw to him. He's gone next year, so it's fine.
You know, well, Carson Wentz doesn't work out in Washington. The Eagles can pick him up in the offseason.
What message did this send to the Titans and the players? Because I hear they're burning up Twitter right now in Tennessee.
Think about this too. They had a chance to just go out and sign Debo Samuel, or take Debo Samuel on too, and they actually traded a draft pick, 2 draft picks to get AJ Brown, right?
I think but AJ Brown is much better fit.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying.
I mean, if you look at, Ray, I'm not going to compare Debo to Rager, but the way that you have to use Jalen Rager is kind of similar as far as like get the ball in his hands in different forms and fashions, how he was kind of used in college. Eagles haven't even attempted to do that. Maybe Rager's just that bad that they don't even want to try to do that. But if you bring in Debo, you're going to have to try to figure out ways to get him the ball in different situations, which one he said he doesn't want to do anymore. And two, the Eagles haven't really showed a propensity to actually pull that off. So I think A.J. Brown is a much better get.
Yeah.
So just to confirm, and just because I missed a little bit when I was, watching the TV a little louder.
Hyperventilating?
Not hyperventilating. I wanted to get a professional's point of view. It made me feel a little bit better. I'm still not great with
There's
it.
4 of us right here.
So,
Right? You could have asked any of us.
So Hollywood Brown cost the same amount as A.J. Brown?
No.
Huh?
A.J. Brown. Oof.
It was Hollywood Brown and pick 100 for pick 23.
Okay, and what was it for
The
AJ?
Eagles gave up 18 and 101 for Brown. For A.J. Brown.
That's similar value. Like, right? Like a
They're-
first-round pick and a later-round pick?
Hollywood Brown ain't making that much money either, though.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, Arizona could have had A.J. Brown instead of
Nah, I
Hollywood
couldn't pay
Brown.
A.J. Brown's only 24 years old. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Jessica's saying she doesn't like it. I don't know what you like about that. I'll take it all day.
Top 10 wide receiver in
Listen,
the league.
I'll put him and Devontae together all day. All day.
Well, Devontae is a number 2, so it's probably.
That's what I'm saying. And he's a good number 2 now. Now you actually have.
Yeah, this is huge for Philly's offense.
Yeah, now you got to get a quarterback.
Dak.
I think you guys got a good quarterback.
Cody. Oh, I love it.
Jordan, I mean, if you include what the Eagles did prior to this draft and trades to acquire a pick next year, I mean, you come out with Jordan Davis, you come out with a true number 1 receiver, which
They're going to have 2 1s next year.
just draft with a true number 1 receiver. I mean,
they're going to have 2 1s next year, their own, and New Orleans if they stink next year. If New Orleans stinks next year,
This could be
which they may,
this could be a quarterback here.
I'm hoping it's Willis because I have that prop for him to be the first quarterback taken.
they could take it. I mean, they
Right
should.
in front of Pittsburgh.
I mean, both these teams, though, Pittsburgh and New Orleans, I mean, just taking a young quarterback make sense, yes, but I mean, they do have relatively young quarterbacks that they seem like they're invested in. I mean, are we ready to put both Winston and Trubisky, or are they just trying to, I don't think either of these places are great to develop a quarterback. I mean, if I'm taking a young quarterback, I don't want him learning behind either of those two guys. What's he going to learn from Jameson Winston?
Pinning. Jared Pinning.
See what Twitter's saying about this shit. Lane Johnson and Howie we trust. They love it. Guys love him though.
Trevor Penning to New Orleans.
An offensive tackle. Now, who the fuck's going to throw these guys a ball? Jack Frick said, have to wonder what this means for Jalen Reagor.
I mean, nothing for Jalen Reagor.
Yeah, no shit.
Well, I mean, he'll have more opportunity to do something.
To punt return?
He's not happy.
Your number 1 pick? Punt
He's not
return?
happy. He's not happy. People are not happy.
Love you, DJ.
Jessica's not happy with them moving 4 picks out in this draft. They still have their second.
I don't understand what she's complaining about. You had a great first round. You have a great first day. It's the best we've seen Howie done in a long time.
Yeah, I'm going to butt my tongue, which I don't often do.
No, I mean I can't. I respect the aggressive move. I've never,
No, it's a hell of a first round. A surefire number one and a stalwart in the defensive line.
And that's hard to pick for next year.
Better than taking the 7th or 8th ranked wide receiver at number 16. Shit.
Tone, was that towards me? You're biting your tongue?
No,
Not really.
it was not. I knew what he was saying. I didn't say anything.
I didn't even realize I took my hat off. I threw that shit across the room.
Brian, can you show us the video like you do for the players for the Washington pick? I forgot who they got.
Oh, that would be Jahan Dotson. That would be this player right here.
There he is.
Oh boy.
Wide receiver, Penn State.
It was great.
All right, guys, make the call. Is this the quarterback?
Pickett?
Is this the quarterback?
Well, Pittsburgh will play in the same stadium.
When was the last time the first quarterback went off the board in the 20s? If that.
I just saw that stat too. Mother, I just saw it.
Well, is this the first time a quarterback will play
First
in the
time
same
since
stadium?
'97. Jim Druckenmiller went 26th.
Will this be the same time? The same?
Jermaine
Stadium
Johnson
will play at
possibly to
home?
Pittsburgh? No way.
Let's see. Who were the quarterbacks drafted in 1997?
Bunch of losers. Dan's back. You can just spend $100 million of your money, Dan.
Yep. Hey, it's better than drafting a wide receiver there.
Dan, if you don't like it, get the fuck out of here.
They are cheaper when you draft them.
Yeah. I'd rather go for the
love
guy
Mike.
here, so.
Huh? Better look around. You don't like it? Leave.
What do you? What do you?
Fuck.
Kenny Pickett's going to be the pick for the Steelers, it looks
Gotta
like.
be. It's got to be.
Yeah, it's Kenny Pickett.
Wow.
He's in his home stadium.
Yep.
I feel more bad for Tony losing his prop bet.
Tony, was that had to have been a prop bet for him to get picked by them, right?
What? Pickett?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't. I mean, no, I don't think they. I don't remember. I mean, there were so many prop bets in the draft. I only jumped on 4, and I looked like I'm going 3 for 4 because I had Willis going as the first pick for the Steelers. But
I mean, they need a quarterback. I wouldn't. I don't know. We talked about this the other night, Drew. I mean, really, they need to take a quarterback. They didn't need to take a quarterback.
But they didn't because is Kenny Pickett really that big of an upgrade from Trubisky?
I'd have given him the shot. See what you got a year. I mean,
sometimes it takes these guys a little bit of time to kind of mature. I mean, the expectations in the NFL of these young players, and you see some instant success. I think, you know, from some of the young quarterbacks, it kind of push them in there. It doesn't seem like too many teams are patient enough to allow a quarterback to sit and learn for a couple of years. You know,
I agree.
I mean, listen, you never know what's going to happen. Say, I'm trying to think of a quarterback that's Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers sat a shit ton of time. If he had to go there, if he had to go and play in his first game as a rookie, you know, we might be looking at a different Aaron Rodgers.
I'll tell you one thing. This is an interesting thought. You know who might take Malik Willis? Tennessee at 26.
Well, if they're going
to, how many more years do they have Tannehill for?
They just signed him to a big deal.
It was 2 years ago. I think they signed him to a huge deal.
Maybe the Packers will take Malik Willis. Why the hell not?
Jeez.
It's funny that the Packers are making Jordan available out there. Like who the hell wants him now?
There's an out in Tannehill's contract after this year.
I could absolutely see it. I could absolutely see it.
I mean, Malik going to Tennessee is a good situation for him.
Pat's up next at 21.
I'm thinking McDuffie or Lloyd for New England.
Where are we at? 21.
Well, the NFL is still on.
Yeah, what are they, fucking 18?
Right.
19?
They say the pick is in, but
57 million guaranteed. That's great.
Great. Mike,
What?
what's great? You said.
No, this thing on Twitter, it says AJ Brown gets open downfield. It says Jalen Hurts throws in the ball. Look. He said it.
yeah.
So looking at fantasy, who do you guys think is the best wide receiver to have landed with the team so far? Like what situation do you like the best?
Jahan.
Just give me 5 minutes without Menson Dotson, okay?
Jahan Commander.
You know what? You know where your PTSD comes in because his name sounds like Josh Dotson.
Josh Dotson. Yeah, it was 2017 was the year we took him.
That was the year. Oh, what's the stupid ass name? Laquan Treadwell went that year.
Before.
I think I drafted Josh Dotson 3 years in fantasy late and then never.
I mean, I don't. To answer Brian's question, I'd probably have to go with Chris Olave. Because I think Winston has shown that he could actually throw the ball and get some production out of receivers. Mike Thomas will be back. He is kind of polished. I mean, you can't. Garrett Wilson and Jets. Drake London has nobody throwing the ball. I mean, it's tough.
I'm gonna go Williams.
Yeah.
He's
The
gonna
only
get a
thing
lot of looks.
Well, the son of God, whatever you want to call him, he's really got a ton of looks and really produced at the end of the season. So I mean, I don't know if he goes in there and instantly, it takes over that number one role though, with how productive he was. I mean, he was
I think
amazing.
it depends on how if they keep using him like they did last year, where they had him at running back and wide receiver, kind of like Deebo Samuel. That's how they used him. So if they use him like that, Williams might have a chance to get a lot of touches, even on the other side, even with him getting his targets.
Fucking Franco Harris. That ball hit the ground, Franco. You fucking fraud. What biggest fraud there is.
I cannot believe Pickett was the first quarterback pick, though.
So what the hell are the Cowboys going to do, Tom?
Well, Jermaine Johnson's in play. McDuffie or
No, I think McDuffie's going to the Pats.
Pats are trading back.
That's not surprising. Yeah, everybody could have those Carson Wentz jerseys back out now.
Wait, what?
Carson Wentz jerseys back out for AJ Brown.
Oh boy, who are they trading with?
Who's coming up? Who's jumping Green Bay?
Death,
No,
taxes,
it's
and
not.
a Patriot trade back.
No, it's not trading back. They have a pick. Never mind.
I thought that's what it said. Was McDuffie?
Yeah, it's McDuffie.
What the hell? It says sources trade.
Yeah, that's
Ian
what it says.
Rappaport is saying they're trading back.
No.
Wow, it's really confusing.
Yeah. What I'm seeing here is Trent McDuffie.
Yeah,
I'm
Trent
seeing,
McDuffie.
I'm seeing both.
Nope, it's been traded.
Listen,
Traded
Rappaport. Listen, it was one of the things. Consider your source. Rappaport isn't going to report that and not be factual. Whereas every other Twitter.
Chiefs got it.
Chiefs.
Are they go McDuffie? They need a corner.
They need a receiver, really.
Christian Watkins is the best one left right now.
No, they got Pickens.
You know what they might need? This might be for Johnson. They do need an edge rusher, big time.
Yep.
Do you want to get ahead of the Cowboys?
I was just about to say that, Tone.
Well, see, but
Jermaine
now
Johnson.
again, but if Green Bay's taking a wide receiver, then you jump Green Bay.
So, what has ever led you to believe that they're going to take a wide receiver?
Green Bay? Or which team? Both
Green
of
Bay.
these teams just moved their number ones. I mean, there's a hole there. I'm not saying I do either, but
I don't think there's a receiver left in this draft that's filling that hole. That
George Pickens, maybe.
Okay. I mean, he's been possibly a number one. I mean, but he was mocked a lot to Kansas City, but at 31 or wherever the hell they were picking, So it's trade. Do you trade up to get that? I think they trade up for edge rusher. I don't think you trade up for Pickens at this point.
Or offensive line. Do you think the Chiefs could go offensive line?
I mean, they rebuilt it last year.
yeah, this is big. Kansas City says 29, 94, and 121. That's not cheap. So move up from 29 to 21. 94 and 121. Yep, Chiefs are taking McDuffie.
Yep, McDuffie.
So McDuffie was right. It was just McDuffie was the pick, and then it was just a different team. All right, I'm gonna go for.
Bill Belichick, 84 draft day trades. That's insane.
God, man. I don't know. I feel like any wide receiver here, you're just doing it to placate Aaron Rodgers and not because of value at the spot.
You're probably right about that one. I mean, I don't see any receiver that would be on here that they should really be in love with.
The Christian Watkins, I think, is my next one, just because of 6'4" and runs a 4.33 40.
Yeah, I mean, but that sounds a lot like Valdez Scanlon, who they already have. I mean, who's never been impressive, but he's out there making big plays. He's got the same frame. Devontae Adams is not that type of guy. So they needed someone who can move the chains on the regular.
Man, I mean, Cowboys could take Jermaine Johnson. They could take Linderbaum,
Booth.
Karlaftis. Y'all need an edge rusher.
Did the Cowboys move the corner?
Say that again, Brian.
Cowboys need a corner.
Well, their last corner just got arrested for a drive-by.
Yeah.
No, but he hasn't been. Does he? I mean,
Have you watched Anthony Brown play?
I hear you, but I don't know if that's their. I'd prefer that to a wide receiver. Put it that way. I mean, there was some talk of them taking it on. I don't. That would bother me.
Listen, the defensive end for Purdue, the defensive end for Johnson from FSU. I mean, they're both in play. Cornerbacks in play. Offensive lines in play. One of those three positions, I'll be okay with. Listen, like it or not, they've done a really good job scouting and drafting the last few years. So I have confidence in Will McClay and our boy Stephen Jones.
All right, so Green Bay Packers on the clock. First of two picks. This is the pick, one of the picks they got for Davante Adams.
Which is kind of insane because no player on the board, especially a receiver, is worth Davante Adams. But
Yeah.
Thank you all who are watching the show. Want your comments, want your likes. We appreciate it. Now, John Slug says Karlaftis or Kyler Gordon.
Yeah, Kyler Gordon.
Kyler, that's way early for Kyler Gordon.
Him being at the draft made me question my rankings of him in my system.
Is Gordon at the draft?
He is.
Yeah,
So is Matt Corral.
Well, if you've seen his Wonderlook score, you can tell he's not too bright. But then again, that didn't hurt picking. I mean, him and picking works too, right? I mean, there's no way I would draft a quarterback with a fucking Wonderlic of 14.
Wow. Oh, Jesus. I don't even have this guy's not even on my list.
That's not a bad pick, though.
Quay Walker.
6'5", 240-pound linebacker
pick
from Georgia. Yeah. I mean, they just lost. Which one?
We got rid of him.
Smith. Yeah.
They.
I don't know. I mean, Quay Walker was
Probably.
Hold on. Quay Walker over Devin Lloyd.
Yep.
Which is crazy, right?
Well, I mean, you can tell that there's different types of players, really.
Yeah, I mean, Devin Lloyd's more inside. Quay Walker's outside. Quay's like 6'4", 240. He can cover.
Brian.
Yeah.
The Eagles still have pick 83.
Yeah.
So they traded the 101 pick for A.J. Brown. No, they still have the
18 and 101.
That's ridiculous, though.
Did you just want to bring that up, Mikey?
I know. I still think that's great. They still have that pick in the middle there.
It's a great trade, in my opinion.
I mean, how does it not like that trade? I don't know. I think it's.
Who doesn't like it?
I don't know. I'm just looking at people on the side here.
They're idiots.
Again,
they're idiots.
All I'm saying.
Bakley better like it. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, thumbs up.
Why wouldn't I?
He's 24.
I'd rather pay him now than wait a couple
Bill.
years and have to pay three guys at once.
Bills are up. Bills are up with Baltimore.
Uh-oh. See what we got here.
Oh, they traded?
Yeah.
Wow.
Jaquavian Walker.
See, the Pickett pick, I understand it, but it kind of bothers me a little bit because it's like you have a good defense. Why not just upgrade your offensive line or upgrade other pieces that you can upgrade in and wait till next year? Or get a veteran quarterback that's going to be a free agent after this year. I just don't think Kenny Pickett is that guy that's going to change your franchise.
Why is Baltimore trading up here? This seems weird. This is a hardball pick here. I don't know. Seems very weird. So this is 2 trade ups for them, right?
They
traded up earlier, right?
Baltimore.
Didn't they trade up for their first pick or no? Or they traded Hollywood Brown?
Baltimore sat and took Hamilton.
They traded.
Well, I mean, they jumped up over Dallas, so it's going to.
They traded Hollywood Brown now.
Yeah.
But now
Dallas traded?
No, the Ravens traded up to get ahead of Dallas. This is the 23rd pick is for the Ravens.
Right. This seems weird though. I don't know.
People are clowning Green Bay right now.
Well, they wanted to leapfrog the Cowboys. So
what are they looking to get here?
Well, I don't know.
It's linebacker you there, so I don't know. I don't think they need anything there.
What was their first pick? Their first pick was Kyle Hamilton, safety.
Yes.
Right.
It's a weird pick. I mean, getting rid of Marquise Brown.
That's what I'm saying. Did they go wide out? I don't know.
But I mean, I don't know. There isn't a wide receiver at this spot that Dallas is targeting. So O-line, I mean, Dallas might have been looking at Lindenberg or something like that.
Oh, good pick by the Bills. Elam.
Cornerback.
I like him. It's a good pick.
You know, I haven't heard his name at all attached to the Cowboys, though, so why trade up for him?
Right. It's kind of weird.
Jair Elam, the cornerback from Florida. Big Cat, congrats on your new linebacker to throw to, Aaron Rodgers.
Jeez. Oh, man.
The Eagles turned Carson Wentz into an extra first-round pick and then turned an extra first-round pick into A.J. Brown. Wow.
Cowboys fan, chat shade, Booth or Linderberg?
Yeah, because then they trade. That's the one they traded to the Saints.
Yeah.
You have the Dallas. You had the Ravens pick up with the Cowboys thing on. Like,
Okay.
you go on to the next pick so fast. Like they're still on freaking the Buffalo Bills picking on 23 on TV, and we're here on the Cowboys picking.
We're the sports box, dude.
Said two. We didn't say 2 words about Elam except he's pretty good. You know, like how he fits in. Nothing like that.
That's what I want to know. Would you just come off for the Bucks?
He left.
Would you just come off for the Bucks?
He left.
Tell him to stay off.
Listen, Velarde, I jumped on. He didn't say 2 words.
He
The
went
entire
off.
3 minutes he was there, and he left.
He went off. That's what he did. Crumb.
I didn't even make fun of him.
Tone. Brian, Cowboys VP Stephen Jones is on the phone. Dallas could be trading back.
He's a crumb, too.
That would be fine.
Stephen Jones.
You know, that's great, Velarde. I mean, you guys are all happy about your draft and everything like that, and you know, you're still not going to win the fucking NFC East. So
Actually, there's a tweet that just went out from Sports Box Anthony Morella. The Eagles are going to win the NFC East handedly.
Did he really say that?
Yes, he did.
Who's the quarterback?
I'm showing you right here.
Who is the
Joe
quarterback?
Giglio wrote the Eagles are going to win the NFC East, and Ant wrote handedly.
Yeah.
So how does that make you feel, Mike? I mean, are you really
I think Ant's an asshole. And he's the guru, apparently.
That's what he taught. That's what he tagged himself actually on the Tuesday show.
So I think that he's an idiot.
Yeah.
And I'm a really, optimistic Eagles fan, but I'll believe it when I see it. I am not a fan of Jalen Hurts.
And we know, he would do a two-knuckle chug on.
Oh, he wants it all. He's way up there. It's like this deep.
Obviously, Eagles traded some the pick this year to get to another first-round pick next year. Everybody's kind of optimistic that it's going to be a quarterback because it's a quarterback-heavier draft.
Yeah.
So, how did they go through this season predicting to win the NFC East or make a playoff run or whatever it is, and still try to have focus on rebuilding for next year? I mean, it's it's kind of ridiculous.
Did anybody forget about Honey Badger? What's his deal?
Free agent.
I know. I'm saying usually draft day that kind of stuff floats around. He's just kind of like out there right now. He came in for a look like a week and a half ago at places. Hasn't gone anywhere yet. I honestly thought the Eagles were going to sign him. I don't know, just spending $100 million on A.J. Brown is probably not going to help his cause.
Yeah, you're definitely going to see some. Anytime if you look at all the movement of these high-priced receivers and absolutely stud receivers because of the money, it shows you the NFL shouldn't really be. The teams aren't going to be investing in it,
What the hell are the Cowboys going to do?
I think it has to be one of the edge rushers, Brian.
Jermaine Johnson should have gone much higher than this, right? We agree there.
Somebody told me yesterday he thought he was going 4, which I thought that was absolutely sickening. But I think one of the edge rushers or Lindenbaum, I think would be fine.
Love it.
I'm frantically refreshing to try to get something on the Cowboys here.
Are they on the clock?
Yeah, they're on the clock.
CD Lamb?
They already took him.
How'd that work out?
But it worked out phenomenal. So since we're talking about CeeDee Lamb,
he doesn't have a quarterback to throw to him though, according to Brian.
Get the out of here, dude.
He really doesn't, bro.
4,500 plus yards last year.
There it is.
Thanks.
He really doesn't.
Ryan Leach, Bills fan, what a shot they went corner. It was a bit of, it was, look, they're in a division where.
What are you looking for?
You're going to be seeing, receivers. You got to have somebody who's going to cover Tyreek Hill.
Traded for A.J. Brown. Doc, get out of the way! Get out of the way!
It's great.
Thank you, David.
I got nothing on Dallas right now.
Jermaine Johnson stared him in the face. They do need pass rush. They had Randy Gregory did leave.
They need pass rush. They need quarterback. They need O-line. And as long as they're along that lines and don't try to get too cute, we'll be okay,
Linderbaum. They did not, Ryan. The Jets did not take a tight end yet, but the night is young. Well, they have another pick, actually. But they got early picks tomorrow.
What if they drafted Malik Willis, Brian?
Yes.
I mean,
that would be another Jalen Hurts pick.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah, it would.
But no, it wouldn't.
Here we go.
Watch out for the knives.
Yeah, he would like it.
Dave, we appreciate it, brother. Give us a like on the show and the page.
Yeah.
This could be. I mean,
Look at that, Kobe Bryant in a Dallas jersey. How does that make you feel?
You love
Terrible.
them. All right. So incarcerated Bob keeps retweeting things about Jermaine Johnson. Now, is he trying to tip that pick or?
Where's IB at? I don't know.
He probably blocked you.
No, not on this page.
Drake, yeah, I saw that. He put 100K on Drake London being the first receiver taken. And he was.
Cowboys are really trying to trade back.
And they are.
Apparently, they can't find somebody to do it with them.
Because they don't. Because who the hell wants to move up? There's nobody to get.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's in. Okay.
What?
Pick is in, says ESPN.
Tyler Smith.
Oh,
They did like him.
That's who they got?
he's a versatile guy.
Dipshit Cowboys fans. Oh, these fucking people tweet.
Oh my God! You have a fucking clown ass guy in pads with a fucking.
You see that?
Who I forget the guy's name. The idiot, the Eagles fan. He paints his face and has
Yeah, I know.
rock.
Drafted O tackle Tyler Smith at 24. Per Schultz report.
I told you that before he did. Quigley report, motherfucker.
Blogging the boys. Why?
Yeah, IB just put Cowboys select Tyler Smith.
Why not? Why not get it? I mean, Jermaine Johnson.
guess-
I'm surprised they didn't go for him.
I guess they like his versatility over the other O-line prospects.
Yeah, he could play tackle and guard.
I don't mind it. I mean, I'm happy with it. I'm not upset.
Bakley's not happy. He hasn't talked in an hour. He's not happy. He wanted Jameson Williams instead of Pro Bowler A.J. Brown.
.64 through 24.
Big boy, that's for sure.
Quick on his feet too.
But I mean, it's put him
Ooh.
on. Let him run. Might be a tad early though, I guess. I don't, but if they really like them, then
It's not a bad pick.
no, not at all. I mean, it's all right.
Kemsky said the Cowboys reached big time.
I mean, that's a fair assessment. I mean, he was projected a little bit later. I mean, would he be there in their second round pick? No, he wouldn't be. So if they really like him, they grab him. That's all right. I mean, one of the guys that they reached for last time that I really was kind of upset about reaching, but you kind of understand, was Travis Frederick. I mean, and he was phenomenal before, he unfortunate situation he got in. So
Shit, I forgot the Eagles got Zach Pascal. He's actually wearing number 11. I forgot about that. Well, he ain't gonna be wearing number 11 for much longer. They actually have a pretty good, decent wide receiver core now.
oh, stop.
They do.
You have Smith.
Pascal's a good number
Brown.
3.
He's a guy. He's a
Listen,
just a guy. He's
Listen, they had Greg Ward and friggin' Travis Fulgham when Sirianni took over. At least they have Devontae Smith and him now.
No, that's exactly. Devontae Smith and Brown is nice, but don't say entire core. I mean,
I'm saying those three.
There and talk about
at
Dak
least,
Pascal and be like, ooh.
At least Pascal has gotten a friggin' something in his NFL career. At least he's got friggin' snaps.
But what about your new tight end?
Who got her?
No,
I'll take a Whiteside.
I'll take a Whiteside.
Well, I tell you what.
Filling the Zach Ertz role.
Nah, I'm dead serious. They might cut Rager. He might actually get cut.
Well, yeah, why would they keep him?
Yeah, I mean, there's no need for him. He literally makes me sick watching him actually return kicks. He runs right into the back of people.
You guys are better off keeping Aguilar.
He fucking stinks too.
Is
I
he
don't really know
worth
what they
the
see in Whiteside either. I mean, you might as well just cut your losses with both of those guys. If they're really going to make this guy a tight end, come on.
Nah, they just probably didn't. It's probably his last.
Yeah.
It's his last grasp at fucking standing in the NFL.
Oh boy.
I mean, the Ravens reaching
after the Eagles paid him $100 million, they can't afford to buy tickets to the Super Bowl. So that's not going to happen. David Jungle, McGovern and Seal are proving themselves. We did fairly well with them last year. I'd much rather another pass rusher, take some pressure off. I mean, Jermaine Johnson was there. I mean, they just didn't really like him.
Yeah, but Connor McGovern Steele's not the answer. I mean, they definitely needed somebody else for Slime.
I've been wanting a first round lineman for years. So
yeah, well, listen, you can't complain at all what the Cowboys have been doing in the drafts. That's
I would do that.
Baltimore and San Francisco are talking as we speak.
Didn't Floyd Mayweather come out and say that he'd pay an NFL team to sign him?
Yeah, $20 million.
So stupid.
That's a combination. Antonio Brown and Floyd Mayweather. I can imagine hanging out with them fucking guys. It'd be a ball.
With A-Rod.
No, not A-Rod. We're not hanging out with him. A-Rod might try to give me a fucking over the pants handy or something like that.
I didn't know how close A-Rod and Floyd were. So I watched that interview.
I'd rather hang out with Dave Birnbaum and Will Smith than hang out with Tom.
Right. These guys are signing sandwiches.
Once you join the Red Table Talk.
Tyler Smith's the fourth offensive lineman. Cowboys taken the first round last 40 drafts. Tyron Smith, Travis Frederick, Zach Martin.
Yeah, I mean, all pretty, amazing. They're amazing picks. Absolute home runs with every one of them. So
I guess I know what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, if really, I mean, those three guys that you mentioned, they were best at their position at one time in their career, or at least one or two seasons of their career that they were the best. So, I mean, if Tyler Smith is, 75% of that, we it's a great pick. But we'll see.
.6'5", 324.
There you go.
Trade with the Bills.
No, this was Buffalo's pick.
Right, this is Buffalo. That's what I'm saying. This was the trade with the Bills.
Good pick by
Ravens
Baltimore.
drafting Tyler Linderbaum.
Great pick.
25.
Talking, a couple of sources had him as arguably the best scouting report ever for a center in a long time. He feels the need in Baltimore right away, gives Lamar Jackson some
Nice
extra
ass.
protection. And
Nice ass.
he's nasty, man. He's a nasty guy. Center's very important in your offensive line, obviously. He feels the need, and this is a great pick.
I mean, I think anytime you get a player like Linderbaum who is so far and above the best at his position, I mean, how can it not be a bad pick? You know what I'm saying? I mean, if there was a defensive end or a quarterback or anybody else at a more impactful position that had this much of a gap between him and the number 2 player, that would be the first pick overall. I mean, maybe Kyle Hamilton, you could say that, but his position is
Worthless.
Yeah, for the most part. But now he's a teammate of Linderbaum. So I mean, if you look at what the Ravens did, they got the number 1 pick in 2 positions.
Jets trade back in the first round.
They don't need a ton.
Yeah, I agree, Tone. I agree.
Jets trading up.
I'm sorry, Brian. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Jets trading up with Tennessee.
Tony, you really you look at the landscape of defensive schemes and schematically looking forward. You do need that safety to be a hybrid type of player, like a Derwin James that can field the linebacker and the edge and the corners and the slots. That you need that type of guy that can move around all over your defense each play.
Yeah, because I mean, if take the Cowboys for example, they Kyle Hamilton would have been a great fit for them. I mean, I don't know them trading up to get him, but I mean, if he fell or whatever like that would definitely be. And I think Baltimore runs something similar. So yeah, there's fits.
Sauce Gardner.
But Lord, you need like a camera or something. Your camera is like, I don't know.
I'm in a bad room here.
You look like Omegle from like friggin' 2020.
Yeah, I got a bad light in here. I gotta change rooms. I'm in a new house, so I haven't gotten
Brian, what a night for the Jets. If they make another solid pick right here, which I'm thinking is probably Jermaine Johnson. I mean, what a night for them.
Jets are still the Jets.
Yeah.
Well, the guy I was talking to said that the Jets really like Jermaine Johnson.
I mean, they had picks, I think 34 and 38. So.
Yep, there it is. Jermaine Johnson.
35, 69, and 163 for 26 and 101.
Wow. Jeez Louise. What a night for New York.
You see the Titans? You see the Titans trade or no?
Yep.
26 and 101. 26 and 101 for 35, 69, and 163.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if they think Johnson's going to be that impactful player and his value, I definitely wouldn't have been there at 36. So I mean, this is where they went up and got their guy, and now you just got to hope that their evaluation of him was correct. I think with this pick though, I mean, the boy Salah is over there trying to recreate a defensive line like he had with 49ers in some way.
Jets first round: Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, Jermaine Johnson. Pretty good.
Devontae Wyatt. This should be the spot where he goes for Tampa Bay.
Vita Vea.
Vita Vea
Takes over the Ndamukong Suh.
I mean, they don't have to look quarterback here since their boy Kyle Trask is as good as Tom Brady. I heard.
Yeah. Put him in now.
That was another gem from the Tampa Bay fan. Wow. Going to be also interesting to see. We're kind of at the tail end now. I mean, running back get taken at all in this draft?
Jeez. I don't think so.
Well, not in this draft. I'm in the first round, obviously.
Who would take one here?
Well, no. I mean, you never know if somebody wants to trade it back to the back end or something like that. Who's left? We have the Jets, Tampa Bay,
Tampa, Green Bay, KC twice, Bengals, Lions.
Lamar Jackson tweeted.
No, Casey once. Casey once.
Oh,
Lamar Jackson tweeted 4 minutes ago. What the fuck? So I guess he like
well, have you seen his receiving core? It's Rashad Bateman.
Yeah.
And I can't remember anybody
I guess he doesn't like that center they picked.
Well, that was before the pick. There's no way he said what the fuck to the draft of the center.
I don't know. 4 minutes ago, he tweeted, "What the fuck?"
Well, he probably.
The Jags made a trade.
They'll take another running back.
Oh boy. Or made a trade and are now on the clock.
Yeah, that what the fuck is definitely for.
Bucks trading now.
Bucks are out of 27. Oh, glad it's going.
Jacksonville.
Quarterback, Malik Willis.
What?
No,
Jacksonville. No. Maybe if your boy was still there.
Urban Meyer.
Urban Liar.
Yeah, I wonder who they're trading up for. That's kind of interesting.
I don't know.
Probably it could be for a defensive tackle. I mean, they definitely maybe put Wyatt next to Walker.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's true, Tom.
Bucks trade 27. Jags trade 33, 106, and 180. Oof. Damn. Who the hell are the Jags taking here?
This would be Jets' best day to see.
I mean, I believe that's true because it's great that these guys are picked and everything like that, but then they got to go pick they got to go play with Zach Wilson. So
you're right.
I mean, that's a pretty nice haul for Tampa Bay. And if I remember, I was talking to KG the other day. I think Tampa Bay didn't have too many picks in the draft. So I mean, getting out of 27 and picking up 3 picks and only dropping back 6 is pretty good work for them.
I agree.
Now just seeing how they could blow this draft pick.
What about Lloyd, Tom? Could Lloyd fit Jacksonville's defensive scheme?
Well, I mean, you got Miles Jack there now, kind of running over everywhere and doing things. I don't know. Can they go defense? I mean, can you take 2? Can you have a young quarterback like Trevor Lawrence and go to defensive players in the first round and not try to help him out in any way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, they lost DJ Chark. I mean, obviously they could use offensive line help. I mean, don't they have to kind of trade up to get him some kind of help here?
What would you get? A receiver?
It could be Pickens. I'm trying to think of the offensive linemen that are available right
Devin
now.
Lloyd.
Yep, Lloyd, linebacker.
Okay.
Huge. That is so huge.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
Devin Lloyd.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I like Devin Lloyd as a player. I don't know about the fit here. I don't know about the capital investment to get a linebacker here for them. You know, like I said, like I was saying, offense is where I would kind of go with this. Either most likely O line would have been where I would have went. Not really sure that there's somebody worth a first round pick out there now, except maybe the kid from Central Michigan, Raymond. But obviously that wasn't where they went. So if you look at overall best player available, I mean, Lloyd had to be up there in the top couple, you know. But do you, I mean, now it's just a question. Do you go if it
runs a 4.4?
Was it Lloyd or
Lloyd runs a 4.4
or Dean? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, he's a stud. I mean, listen, you see what that offense did to Indianapolis. I mean, the defense did in the last game of the season. I mean, they played hard. I mean, they have Josh Allen off the edge there. Now that you put in Trevor Walker, you have Lloyd there, Miles Jack, Jalen Ramsey. Oh wait, never mind. But you know, in the back there, I mean, they're trying to solidify it. And if you're in a division with Tennessee, who just traded AJ Brown, and they're going to be a run-heavy team, you know, getting somebody who can tackle Derrick Henry might not be a bad idea. Kuiper's just putting his best available. He had Devin Lloyd available at number 4, which right above Nakobe Dean. So yeah, that's about right.
So where do you think Willis ends up now?
Well,
could Detroit do it at 32?
Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones on audio to Tyler Smith. You should celebrate. You beat out our top 2 players. Why did you say that?
I don't know. I'm trying to have an idea how to read that comment. On their draft board? Is that what?
Yeah, the draft board. He's saying he was his pick and he outruled everybody else pretty much.
Jesus Christ. So stupid.
Well, but no. Let's be honest, right? So I mean, Tyler Smith is more of a position of need than. I mean, I would have. I think I'd have Lloyd above him. I'd have Dean above him. I'd have, if you're just talking about players. I mean, you know, players. Willis above them, but there's no need there for them. You know.
No, I agree with you. I don't mind the pick at all. I just think why say it to him? I just don't get that part.
Probably didn't realize he was being videotaped. I don't know.
Ever.
Listen, Jerry don't give a fuck. He's a billionaire.
He has fucking money.
He owns the Dallas Cowboys. He's got you know, illegitimate kids and all, girls posing to give him blowjobs and stuff. Would you know? I mean, honestly, would you? You pick whatever NFL team you want. You're a billionaire. You don't care. I think one of the things too is people don't realize how much power Jerry Jones has, and for a big point credit of he has in the overall impact of the entire NFL. I mean, he's the one who got the Rams to LA and football to Vegas with some of the lobbying he was doing. So
I got to roll, boys.
I'm like,
Ant, thanks for coming on. Our football analyst, Ant Morella from the Eagles. Appreciate it, guys.
I don't know who that is.
See you, buddy.
See you, bud.
West Coast guy.
Yes, sir.
Let me see that. What's that jersey you're rocking, Drew?
Is that Ladanian? Oh, wow. Jersey.
No, but is that what year is that? Is that new?
That's the last year's.
That's new lightning.
Maybe just the colors that
Packers are taking Devontae Wyatt.
Oof.
That's a good pick.
He's
Is he a wide
player.
receiver?
No, defensive tackle.
Didn't think so.
Defensive tackle, Georgia. So
Aaron's not gonna be happy.
How many years is that now in a row, Brian?
Yeah.
The Georgia guys, right?
what's that? What receiver?
Defense.
Right, that's just way too close. There you go.
That's all right.
No, Aaron should be happy about this pick, first of all, because he's one of the best players available. I mean, if I'm Aaron Rodgers, I don't want them reaching to take a less talented player just because it's a receiver. When, I mean, I'm trying to think. George Pickens is left. Who's let me pull up
Sky
and Watson.
Sky Moore, right? Christian Watson is like he's more of a project though. Michi's hurt. Galen Tolbert, the kid from South Alabama. I mean, David Bell from Purdue. Wendell Robinson is a gadget player more than a receiver. I mean, there's nobody out there really that if I'm Rodgers, I'm pissed at missing out on. Yeah, I don't know when their next pick is, but yeah, definitely a possibility. Let's see where they're at. They're at
who did Green Bay pick already?
Devontae Wyatt.
No, the other one. What was the other pick they had?
who's that?
Elam?
Quay Walker.
Oh, Quay Walker. That's right. Thanks.
Who's that?
Green Bay.
Green Bay?
Mm-hmm.
They picked Quay Walker. They just picked Quay Walker.
No,
Yeah.
Quay Walker picks ago. This is Devontae Wyatt.
No, he said who did he pick before? Yeah. So
Those are two needs that they needed to address. I mean, that's
and it's funny, who does our Green Bay buddy cheer for? The Georgia Bulldogs, and he got two of his boys. So I mean, that's interesting.
All right, so the Pats are up.
I thought the Pats had a promise to somebody. I forget who it was though.
Was it the Kobe Dean? George Karlaftis? Drake Jackson? Dax Hill? I mean they got a hole of corner obviously because J.C. Jackson ends up in Chargers.
Could be Booth. Could be that Dax Hill is more of a hybrid kind of guy, safety, slot corner kind of. So he's a talent. He's really talented player. Maybe one of the kind of guys that Belichick could fit into a multiple scheme move around a little bit. So the next four picks, we got the Patriots, the Chiefs, the Bengals, and the Vikings.
Yeah.
Malik Willis not going to be a first-round pick?
Nope. Unless someone trades out. But who would trade up?
Seattle, Minnesota are talking right now.
Benjamin Albright. I'd pay money to see Aaron Rodgers' reaction to the Packers drafting the Georgia defense.
I mean, it's not a bad defense to draft, so I mean, I get the narrative, but they'll be able to draft a receiver in the next round. I mean, there's nobody there that I could say, "Ooh, let's get," you know. I mean, and let's be honest. Do you really think Aaron Rodgers is out there scouting college wide receivers, especially the ones that are out there left now?
No, probably not.
I don't think so. He's fucking. Last time you see him, he was hanging out with Miles Teller, you know, and doing bullshit like that. So,
Aaron Rodgers said on the Pat McPhee show that he knew the Packers were planning on going in this direction by filling the defensive needs.
listen, and the last time we seen Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, and that Green Bay offense on the field, they weren't lighting it up. So maybe you want to get some defense out there to if you're going to play ball like that.
Cole Strange.
Okay, he's the best offensive lineman available. Yeah. I mean, it's a Belichick pick. I mean, you know. You know, one of them guys that plays a bunch of positions from that powerhouse Chattanooga.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the things, and I read it the other day, is that Raymond, the kid from Central Michigan, he got a medical red flag from a few teams. So I mean, that could be one of the reasons why you see guys who like a Smith or like a Strange, who is more of a guard type player, kind of goes into this way. Why is he doing the Packers pick?
Yeah.
Right, that's Whitworth, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I thought. He shaved a little bit. Yeah, there he goes. Puts his name on that. As soon as I say that, they put his name on the screen. Yeah. But I don't know. Man of the year. There you go.
I want to take this opportunity to challenge the players in the NFL and encourage you and the prospects of this NFL draft. Take advantage of that opportunity. Don't let it go.
6 wide receivers with a first-round grade for the Green Bay Packers, and none were there. So it makes sense, right?
Yep.
I mean, worst case scenario is they draft a wide receiver that stinks it up, and Minnesota takes the defensive player that they could have drafted, and he kills Aaron Rodgers for the next couple of years. I don't know whose TV I'm hearing, but it's like a tick right ahead of mine.
It's probably mine. Sorry.
No, it don't matter. I'll turn my shit down there. Actually, probably gonna put. I should put that basketball game on.
Just trust the board. There's going to be more wide receivers in this draft. You're going to be able to get Aaron Rodgers some help. The value again wasn't there 22. It wasn't here right now either. These are 2 really good defensive players they've added to their front seven.
But never mind. Stepbrothers was on.
From Georgia's defense, along with Trevon Walker tonight, and also Jordan Davis and Quay Walker. So Quay Walker and Devontae Wyatt, 2 Georgia Bulldogs, and from the national championship team going to Green Bay.
So who's out now, bro?
Nicely done by the Green Bay Packers.
Oh man.
Disruptor. In the NFL, you've got to be able to stop the outside zone with penetration up front, and you've got to be able to rush the passer. And this is a player in Devontae Wyatt who's going to be able to do both of those things. What a loaded.
So I thought you said your buddy wasn't going to be on tonight, and then I pop on and he's on. I mean, what a buzzkill. I mean, ratings cancer.
Said he wants to say he's having tech problems.
Who's that?
He's having technical issues.
They find him outside of round 1. They're going to do it again.
What do you think about Dave Birnbaum's new career as a CFP?
I don't think Dave can spell CFP.
Hey, he's got the certificate. That's all I know.
Wait, what's he doing? Oh,
We could feel. Yeah, I took Brian's certificate that he worked hard for and studied for quite some time, and I just edited it and put Dave Birnbaum's name on it. Maybe they can start a business together, right?
And I said Dave can't spell CFP, so
just a couple fellow CFPs out there starting their own business and attacking the world.
yeah.
He could frame his just like Brian's.
Wow. Yeah.
I am a business hotel.
Trying to fit all these names. I mean, it's 1,000 characters is the most you can do.
I'm looking for someone who appreciates high ROIs.
What are you trying to type up?
The ticker of all these names to make it fit.
Chiefs are going with defensive end from Purdue, George Karlaftis.
good pick.
Well, we talked about I'm trying to think. They moved back, right? They traded
Yeah.
out their pick. Well, no, I forget they danced around. They did trade a pick, right?
So
The Chiefs.
they traded
up.
They still have 30.
You're right. So with the 30th, and when they picked it, when they picked earlier, they who the heck they picked? They picked Trent McDuffie. Now we talked about they're possibly getting the defensive edge rusher that they needed, either Johnson or Karlaftis, and they get him at 29. So 30 where they had. So they scrubbed a couple defensive holes and
It's a tough job to get into the NFL.
should be good to go.
Oh boy.
Skip Bayless hates the Cowboys pick, so it's probably good.
Yeah, Skip Bayless really hasn't been too relevant in Cowboys circles since I don't know, Michael Irvin was blowing lines off a stripper's ass at the White House.
He's such an asshole.
But you know what? To his credit, he did a show with Stephen A. Smith, and he looked like less of an asshole than Stephen A. Smith. So
Probably why he was on the same show. Comparison purposes.
Packers have not used a first-round pick in 20 straight drafts.
There's Karlaftis to the Chiefs.
Yeah, we just said that 20 minutes ago.
I was playing with my list I'm doing here.
Yeah, me and Drew literally had a conversation about
I was trying to make this work.
edge rusher. The Chiefs they picked the
Definitely feels needs for Kansas City defensively for that pick. Secondary and lack of a quarterback rush for the defensive side for KC, especially in the AFC West. So 2 picks they needed to make, and they made them.
The one thing, though, I mean, and Kansas City was pretty vocal in pretty much all the media about saying that with one of their first 2 picks, they definitely wanted to get a wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is this a situation similar to what Green Bay is in, where they didn't get a wide receiver of value here, and so they kind of moved on? I mean, I think maybe Brandt's not on. I don't want to run salt in his wounds, but maybe a guy like Dotson was kind of projected to kind of be in this area, and would have been maybe probably a little bit more valuable pick in this area than where Washington drafted him. So I could
Definitely agree.
Now it's the Bengals, who clearly aren't going to take a wide receiver.
Yeah, I mean, You said they're clearly going to take a wide receiver?
And they're not, I think, a wide receiver.
Yeah. Well,
Wow. Dallas declined the trade with the Tennessee Titans to be back at their spot. Dallas wanted Tyler Smith.
what was this?
Tennessee Titans want to move into your guys' spot in the first round, and Dallas declined. They didn't want to lose Tyler Smith.
Well, I wonder what they wanted to trade for.
I have no idea.
What did they?
I know.
What did they? Take?
Tennessee. Okay, Tennessee picks 34 or 35 overall. Ooh, good pick for Cincy. Daxton Hill.
Yeah, I mean, he'll help that secondary out. I mean, I'll tell you, one of the most surprising. Everybody was really surprised and really impressed with Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and what they did in the playoffs, and that was kind of the story. But the fact that their cornerbacks were out there playing competitive football when they were absolutely awful most of their other careers. I mean, who was it? It was Chidi Awuzie and who's the other starting corner?
Oh my God.
Eli Apple.
Yeah,
Eli
Apple.
Now, just imagine that. Imagine you're going into the season with Chidi Awuzie and Eli Apple on your quarterback, and you're saying, "Hey, we're gonna make a run here." After the comical careers that both of them had. I mean, that is.
What's interesting is so Tampa Bay's got the first pick tomorrow. That pick's always interesting because people try to trade up for it.
Yeah,
that pick has a lot of value. I mean, they're teams are going to sit back and reevaluate their draft and see what they did and what they need, and they like I said, they're a team that didn't have a ton of draft capital coming into the draft. So,
Tone, isn't Jesse Bates free?
Jesse Bates. Oh, from you know what? Yeah, he might have been in that.
Was he a corner? Is he a corner or a free?
No, Bates is a safety.
Yeah, it's okay. Okay, so they're pairing him up with his guy.
Yeah, I mean, he was a hell of a safety, you know.
Yeah, I like Jesse Bates.
I mean, he was one. He was. I think they're looking to try to extend them. That's what I'm saying here. I mean, it's but him and Daxton Hill could just help that out. Tremendous. Booth could have been, if they wanted a true corner, Booth could have been the pick.
Booth, yeah.
Out there too, but I mean, if Daxton will probably come in and make an impact right away, either in a hybrid safety slot corner spot.
Right. Dallas don't pick to the late second round. Brian looks so tired.
It's all right. We're making really good time here.
You look really mad when I announced the pick. Sorry, buddy.
Nah. Trying to see what the hell Minnesota's doing here. I'm trying to figure out.
What? I mean, Malik Willis.
Malik Willis.
No, I mean, Kirk signed to guaranteed money. I mean, I don't know that I would do that.
For 1 year deal.
Kirk Cousins is not the answer.
I don't disagree with that.
So why not get a player that is going to be able to develop behind Kirk Cousins and maybe actually make a splash and make some, The other thing here is too, we just talked about the first pick of the third in the first round had a lot of value.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times that is going to be attracted to for a player like Malik Willis. Mm-hmm. Why don't Minnesota draft him, sit on him for a little bit, and see what happens? Yeah, you might be able to get pick up a second round pick, or something like that for him.
I mean, Minnesota picks again at 34. So
that's what I'm saying. If they don't really love a player here, why not grab somebody that has some draft capital?
I mean, yeah, you want to talk about it. Look, Seattle picks 40 and 41. Tennessee picks at 35.
Wow.
Those are all doable spots.
Lamar Jackson at odds with Baltimore's front office.
Why? Because he said what the fuck when they traded him.
So
they trade Hollywood Brown. I mean, you're bored on, but come on. I mean, let's be realistic. I mean, Hollywood Brown for a first round pick is nice. I mean, what's he going to do?
No.
I mean, it's interesting. I mean, I don't. Do you guys think that he's worth what was it, the 23rd pick?
Hell no.
I mean, the Eagles got AJ Brown for what was it, the 18th?
18 and 101, I think.
18 and 101. Okay, so Hollywood Brown is in the same realm as AJ Brown. Not even close. Not even close type of player.
Another rumor here, guys. New England Patriots were trying to offer the New Orleans Saints for Chris Olave.
Did they get a weapon in this draft?
Who?
New England?
Correct. No, they drafted the O-line, right?
New England drafted O-line.
Yeah, they got Penning and Olave.
The Saints drafted, yeah.
Saints got Penny and Olave.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the Patriots because listen, they need somebody there. They need a playmaker. I mean, maybe later in the draft they do target a David Bell or Wan'Dale Robinson who could kind of make fill that role of gadget guy who could really break some plays because they really just if they got behind and I'm not going to place all on Mac Jones just because they literally had nobody on that team that could catch the ball and take it to the house or break a play or put any excitement into that team. I mean, Jacoby Myers is the best receiver there. He's a moving sticks guy.
A lot of people like Zion Johnson, man. I love it, dude.
Lewis Sign with the 32 is the safety that the Vikings are.
Wow. They went with a safety. Oh, man. Malik Willis doesn't get picked. Oh, man. Tampa Bay, Minnesota, Tennessee, New York Giants, Houston. I mean, the first team that I see is
Houston is a good quarterback.
I think they're happy with the guy.
Listen, Davis Mills was a stud last year for what he did.
Yeah.
I mean, he looked a lot better than a lot of the rookies that were picked. I mean, if you got Trey Lance, if you got Justin Fields, I mean, they're developmental guys. But Davis Mills is, if you're looking for that true quarterback, he looks like the real deal. And that's one of the reasons why the Texans didn't even want to entertain bringing Baker Mayfield down there in that trade.
Tone, we could possibly see Minnesota making that move right after Tampa Bay. They picked 34. They're the number 2 pick in the second round.
I mean, I kind of like them to go quarterback. What are you telling your fan base if you're just reside to just throw Kirk Cousins out there every day? You're average. You're not trying, like you're average. Okay. I mean, if you look at this, I mean, Aaron Rodgers is coming back, right? I mean, that's a done deal. You have Chicago trying to rebuild, so that kind of helps you out there. You have the Detroit Lions that are rebuilding, which they've had a pretty good draft. So
they're looking good.
if you're Minnesota, though, realistically, you only have to get over that one hump, and that's the Green Bay Packers for Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
So why not take a chance at trying to catch lightning in a bottle with a player like Malik Willis?
I mean, again, the money's committed to Kirk. You can't just get out of it.
You
It's all
can't get
guaranteed
out of
money.
it, you said?
It's all guaranteed money.
Okay, that's fine, but Malik Willis doesn't have to play right away either. How long is Cousins' deal?
Are you playing for
2
cheap?
more years.
What's that?
2 more years.
Okay, so you have two. So you have he sits behind there, and you get a look at. I mean, it wouldn't be a worse. Yeah, they don't need anything on offense really. I mean, maybe upgrade on O line. Safety was definitely a need. I think they only had 2 or 3 on their damn roster all season. I mean, they have Hunter Smith back there. So I mean, but if you go quarterback, have Willis sit 2 years and you see what you have. I mean, you're already ahead of the game in what you did with with what Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love went through, and it's not going to be the same situation.
So the first round's in the books. What picks did you like? What picks did you hate?
Oh, good question there. Let me do a little review. Well,
I mean, it's pretty obvious. The pick I hate the most from just the outside looking in is Washington. I mean, you traded back. You got a guy who a lot of people probably didn't have in the first round, or probably had the in the first round, early second round.
right.
You passed up on Jameson Williams. You passed up on, a bunch of receivers that you could have gotten. You could pass up on Devin Lloyd. I mean, it was just a lot of people.
Question: They traded. They were at 11, right?
Yeah, they traded out of 11.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. And I understand the Washington pain because you got guys like Olave and Williams who are they're markedly have skills that are exciting. You could see if Jameson Williams came out and was the best wide receiver out of this draft, I don't think anybody is really going to be surprised. And you kind of pass that up to pick up extra picks for the same position. Now, if they traded back and picked let me look at somebody who's in the area. A Trevor Penning or Zion Johnson or something like that, you could kind of understand that. You know what I'm saying? Like you could say, okay, they wanted this pick, they targeted, they got their guy. But to go for the same position of 2 guys that you traded out of, that's going to sting a little bit if he a bust. And let's not forget too, the other first round wide receiver that was selected, that was he's to replace AJ Brown and Treylon Burks. Now Trey Burks is somebody who has huge potential. So it does sting a little bit. I mean, if you look at Dotson, 5'11", 178 is what ESPN listed. He's a slot receiver. You know who that reminds me of a little bit? I mean, who they already have? McLaren, right? Scary Terry.
Yeah.
Is this a sign that and he's another one that cried about his contract and stuff like that, right? Those 3 guys kind of came out at the same time. Is this a replacement for him? And they like that style of receiver? It's tough. Brian, who do you have as far as your worst pick?
I mean, it's not that it's a bad pick, and I said this when it happened. It's just for a guy like Travon Walker to go number 1, for a guy that not that long ago was being projected in the 20s, it felt like it almost like, I don't know if maybe he said he would commit to stay there, like because they've had so many guys who come through Jacksonville who end up leaving. I don't know. I look at it and I look at a team like the Giants who ended up with 2 guys who at one point or another were thought of to be at the top of this draft. They got him at 5 and 7. You look at the value there, you're like, well, that's amazing. I thought Stingley went high. I didn't think Atlanta needed.
Stingley could have been a projected top 5 to 10 guy the whole time.
Yeah, but 3. We're talking 3 there. Like I didn't think that Houston would go.
I seen him mocked there a lot. Yeah, I don't think that's a horrible pick. If it doesn't turn out to be better than Gardner.
it didn't stand out to me as what I love. I think Olave's high compared to where some other receivers went. Frankly, Olave over Williams, I don't like at all. Green went early to Houston. I thought there was a bit of a run on linemen there between him and Zion Johnson and Penning. Probably hurt the Cowboys more than anything else. I don't like taking guys who are big risers. Quay Walker was a riser. I think that means you're kind of buying high. I love what the Giants do. I just do. I really nothing bad I can say about it.
Kayvon Thibodeau to me is a huge question mark. I don't know if the guy he likes being a star or he likes to play football. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he comes across more of a social media star, wannabe celebrity more than he comes across to me as a guy who wants to play football. I don't know if his size is accurate either. I don't see him as somebody who's, big enough to hit that edge at 250 pounds. And you saw that. But at the value and what they got him at, it's not bad. I mean, pairing him with that, some of the young players on D line isn't a bad thing either. The one pick that I kind of question a little bit, besides the Dotson pick, Kenny Pickett. I just would not invest in Pickett in Pittsburgh. I mean, he's going to get the benefit of the doubt because of what he played there, what he did there. I just think this is you didn't see any other quarterback go in the first round, and there's good reasons why they didn't. And I don't know if you look at this draft and say pick one quarterback, and he's going to be your first round pick. I don't think Pickett has all the tools that say I'll take the gamble on him. Athletically, accuracy, that kind of stuff, average, I think. And then that Wonderlic. I'm sorry, I just can't get over the Wonderlic score. I mean, it's just pathetic. The most cerebral. You see guys like Tom Brady and these guys, just they use their brain to excel at the position, not their arm strength. I mean, and I just think Pickett is just that guy who's going to not develop at all.
I think for me, just real quick, just in the night, Trevor Penning for New Orleans is a pick I don't like at all. I've never been high on him. I severe characteristic issues on and off the field. Sometimes having a guy who's a mauler like that doesn't play with doesn't play the game with a steady IQ that's calm and collective. He kind of scares me a little bit. The pop of the night obviously has to be A.J. Brown being traded to Philadelphia. I mean, you can make an argument Philadelphia probably wins the night with that pick and Jordan Davis. We'll see how Jordan Davis pans out. But for me personally, I still think the night belongs to the New York Jets. To get Sauce, to get Garrett Wilson, who I have as the number 2 receiver in this draft, and to end the night with Jermaine Johnson. I mean, Robert Saleh and the second year of the front office, they filled needs, and they filled them immediately with, arguably a lot of people had Sauce as a top corner in this draft. Jermaine Johnson was a riser, and I know you don't like risers, but he is that type of project that you can work on with Robert Saleh mind that will put him in the right positions. And, Garrett Wilson is probably not big on a lot of people, and then he is big on other people, but he still is a solid receiver. And that's something that they needed. That's something that's going to benefit them with Mims on the opposite side. And, these are needs that had to be filled, and they filled them. And congrats to them for trading back up to the first round at the end and getting Jermaine Johnson.
Well, I think with that Jets, I mean, guard. I think they hit it out the park because, like I said, they were talking about Jermaine Johnson at 10, and if they were able to get him at 26 is a big need. And And really, Garrett Wilson is the most complete receiver right now in this draft. Speed, everything. Like he is the most complete. I mean, Drake got picked above him because he's just more of a physical freak, more of that point of attack kind of bar. But like if you were like, give me the most complete receiver, it's Garrett Wilson. He has the combination of speed, route running.
I agree.
You know, and I think you mentioned Denzel Mims, who's been we won't say bust yet, but but he is more of a physical, tall receiver. Could go out and get it at the point of attacks, downhill speed. He's not.
Yeah.
He's the furthest thing from a complete receiver. And I think Wilson, if they're going to develop Zach Wilson, he needs a receiver like this.
I agree. I agree with you, Tone. I'm not high on Drake London. I think he's a poor man, Mike Evans. That's just my opinion on him. Watching his game and watching his tape. But yeah, I definitely agree that the Jets definitely knocked out this park, Brian, and that's something they needed to have. I mean, you know, it's a franchise of mediocrity or even lower. So, you know, I think this is a good night for both New York teams. I mean, you have your questions about Kayvon Thibodeaux. I understand that. I get that. But to get Evan Neal, who I think is the best offensive tackle in this game, in this class, is a huge pick. They what was our theme, Brian, all week? Don't outsmart yourself.
Don't screw it up.
Don't get picky. Don't get cute. Don't get any of that. Pick what you need and make it a solid pick. And McAdoo did it. He did it.
And to that point, you know what Carolina did again. So they were all this talk about them getting a quarterback, and that was like everybody fixated on that. And at the end of the day, you know, come tomorrow, they can go get a Baker Mayfield, probably relatively inexpensively.
Yep.
You know, and you can go look at Jimmy G inexpensively. You know, there's going to be the availability of a veteran guy to come in there. You can go with Sam next year. I don't think anyone's going to like fault you for it too much. Not that I love it, but you could do that. Again, a guy who was potentially a top 3 pick falls into their lap. I mean, how do you not take it? And you figure out your quarterback. Again, if you're not in love with a quarterback, don't take one. Where we said it 2 nights ago. Does anybody need a quarterback in this draft? You all said not really. Now Pittsburgh took one, but they didn't need to take one. I mean, it was fine. Don't get me whatever. I don't know if that's the long-term solution. Maybe not. But they liked the kid, local kid. They knew the kid. They went with the pick.
But if you look 5 years later from now, Brian, and like Tony was saying, I think if you look 5 years later from now, that Kenny Pickett pick, I think, is really going to haunt Pittsburgh. I really do. You might as well just bring back Big Ben. That's how I look at Kenny Pickett. Seriously, I do. I really think they should just stick with Mitchell Trubisky, regardless of what we think about him.
Sure.
I think he got a bad rep under Matt Nagy. If you just let him and just run basically what you run with Ben last year, Najee, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, then wait and see what happens next year after the season's done.
I think it sends a horrible message to Trubisky as well.
Yeah.
Is there even a competition, or is it just Pickett's job? You know, like,
no, it's definitely competition because I don't think Pickett's going to go out there and wow him at all. So, I mean, if you look at Trubisky, and you know what, Trubisky went up to Buffalo, took the backup job, pretty much never bitched and moaned about it, you know, and did what he was supposed to do there. Now he gets an opportunity to start in Pittsburgh because there's, you know, and then they bring in Kenny Pickett. So it's kind of like, okay. And listen, their offensive line was awful last year. Awful. And I don't say how this pick helps them at all. And
when they could have got not Zion Johnson, when they could have got a Tyler Smith, they could have got somebody that could have came in there and made an improvement on the offensive line.
Yeah, anybody out, anybody, Smith, Linderbaum.
Yeah.
So
putting Jermaine Johnson opposite of T.J. Watt.
Drew, I have a question for you.
Yeah,
asking for a reason. Who do you think won the Tyreek Hill trade?
Miami, Kansas City.
Why?
Because of what they got returned.
So they got back a first, a second, and a fourth. And, well, a fourth and a sixth in 2023. I asked that question because it's not that I'm bashing the Eagles getting A.J. Brown. I'm not saying that. A.J. Brown's a younger player, different player. I'm not saying that. but it is a big contract on top of it. Part of the benefit to drafting a wide receiver, or anybody for that matter, is that rookie deal, that cap controlled production at a low number. So if I were the Eagles, yes, I'm getting an impact player, but I'm paying for that impact player. You have the cap space now, you may not in the future. If you took a Treylon Burks, I'm not saying Treylon Burks walks in as A.J. Brown off the jump. I'm not saying that, but at least you have 4 years plus the 50-year option of low dollars. So, like the same way that I bash the Cowboys getting Amari Cooper, because, again, it's nothing to do with the player, everything to do with the fact that if you draft a receiver with that pick, you can keep him cost-controlled for longer. Amari Cooper's not there anymore because of this contract, period. So, do I think A.J. Brown's gonna make the 4 years? Yeah, I'm sure he will. They'll find a way to make it work. But if they go and they get a quarterback in the draft next year again, it's not the rookie scale it used to be. So whatever. I mean, if you're saving money on the quarterback, then it's okay. I don't think Jalen Hurts is the answer.
I got something to say to that, because our guy below us, who I've learned a lot from, just like I learned a lot from you, he hit the nail on the head, man. Christian Kirk effed everything up in the NFL for wide receiver markets and teams. It's that simple. A.J. Brown, excellent wide receiver. The problem with him is that he gets knick-knack and gets hurt a lot. So is he worth $25 million a year with almost $60 million guaranteed? I mean, is he that type of player that you're willing to give that money to? Knowing, I don't even remember the last time he could finish a full season.
No, that's a good point, Drew. Also, I just don't know if in Tyreek Hill, AJ Brown, these guys, where they're landing up. Why invest that much money into an individual receiver when, first of all, they just drafted 2 receivers,
right,
Waddle and Smith, in first rounds, and you have a young quarterback, which neither of them have proven that they are an offensive threat, really throwing the ball consistently, right? I think Tua has some intangibles. The winner, Hurts, is a kind of a same kind of model, but a little bit lesser. These guys aren't out there ripping it that you want them throwing the ball 30, 35 times a game like a lot of the other teams. If Tyreek Hill was traded to Green Bay or
yes,
somebody that could have really utilized them, then absolutely pay them the money or whatever and make them happy. And now you have a weapon with a guy who could actually throw the ball up and down the field. These 2 teams that acquired AJ Brown and acquired Tyreek Hill, it just seems like a weird fit,
I agree with you, Tony. And I think my narrative would change. I think Miami had it in their minds the whole time that Tom Brady was probably headed over there, and that's why they made that trade. And we'll wait and see what happens next year if the rumors are true that Tom's going to make his way to Miami and be a Dolphin next year, which would be absolutely insane if that happens, because he's welcomed into a pretty loaded offense. I think we all would agree with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and Mike Gesicki. I mean, if that's the case and if Tom walks into that, then the trade would be worth it. But as of right now, Brian, I'm with you. And Tony, I'm with you, man. That's a lot to give up for a guy who's been very dependent on the long ball and a quarterback that has a rocket arm, that has no injury issue, no injury relations, and has an offensive guru, probably one of the best we've ever seen in our era, in Andy Reid. He's going to a guy that doesn't even know if he's black or not. I mean, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about Mike McDaniels, who doesn't even know. We don't know what we're getting with him. We're getting to a new system. He's getting to a quarterback who is one flick away from being hurt again. And, it's a lot of what ifs to invest into a Tyreek Hill who has off-the-court issues.
You can't really blame you can't really blame the head coach in this situation.
I'm not blaming him.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what is this GM doing? What is Balky doing with paying Christian Kirk all that money? I mean, we said it last year when they brought Urban Meyer in to talk about, why would they have all this draft capital, the number 1 overall pick, all this salary cap space for the next couple of years that you could imagine, Why would you want Urban Meyer to be a part of that? Obviously, that was a flame.
It's idiotic.
Went up in flames. Balky seems to be a mess over there. That now
Wait.
through the.
Tony, you forget the most important part. He wasted a draft pick, a first-round draft pick on Travis Etienne.
Well, Etienne got hurt.
Instead of getting offensive lineman.
Yeah, I don't like the pick at all, and we know when Baz. I mean, but Etienne, we'll see what happens. I mean, he could have played last year and been phenomenal. I don't know, but we'll wait. I'll give him benefit of doubt and wait and see. But I don't like the pick. I whether he's good or not. Don't like the pick there. But then then now you have Miami and then you have Philadelphia. And then you just said Miami might be making this acquisition for Tyreek Hill for next year's quarterback. We said Eagles might be making this acquisition A.J. Brown for a quarterback for next year.
Sure.
True.
So, I mean, these are moves that make immediate impacts, but also might have some future implications for whoever's throwing the ball to them.
That's a great point.
Next 10 picks to start off tomorrow night. So Tampa Bay kicks it off. Minnesota, Tennessee, Giants, Houston, Jets, Bears, Seattle, Indianapolis. So do you see a place for Hall? Do you see a place for Willis? What do you see there that stands out?
I could see Hall going to Tampa Bay. I mean, I don't know if that's the move. They need defensive line. I think the kid from UConn's still there and a couple other players. So I think that's probably where they would go. Obviously, that's always a potential to trade out of that spot. Hall, no, I don't see a spot for him. Maybe Houston, but they have so many other needs. At why? You know what I'm saying? I mean, they need to get a player. Willis, like I said, Minnesota, Tennessee, I could see that. Definitely Seattle as well.
I see the New York Giants being a player for George Pickens. Add a receiver on the offensive side for them to line up. Houston, I mean, like Tony said, man, earlier in the podcast, and we said it before too on Tuesday, Brian, they need everything. So they can go in any direction they want at Houston. New York Jets, it's amazing Jets have another pick in the second round. My God. I would probably go offensive defensive line for New York Jets. Looking at corner. There's a guy out there that's a hybrid corner safety from Baylor, Jalen Petrie.
Yeah.
He's a player, man. I watched a few Baylor games. He's a player.
I can see Tampa Bay making that pick for him or Minnesota, but I'm with Tone. Tampa Bay needs to invest in D-line. And the most interesting picks, Brian, for me tomorrow would be back-to-back picks for Seattle.
Yeah.
Are they going to pull the trigger for Malik Willis?
I think
Matt Corral.
I think you see a quarterback land potentially in Tennessee and potentially in Seattle. I think those are spots that make sense. Houston, maybe not. I think they might give Mills another year. He wasn't absolutely terrible last year. I think Houston's a spot.
He was good.
Yeah,
good last year.
I think Houston's potentially a spot for Hall. They were linked to a running back, needed a running back. Too high, obviously, where they were. I could absolutely see that. I don't know what the hell Chicago does. I have no idea.
Houston might go receiver too.
They have a spot receiver. Obviously, Allen Robinson's gone. So that's there.
Brian, when is the Atlanta pick?
So
is Atlanta pick close to Indy?
So Atlanta picks right after Indy, actually. At 43.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be very interesting tomorrow to see where these guys are gonna go, what direction they're headed to.
Yeah, I mean, you just look at it and you see, where could these quarterbacks start to go? Like, it's kind of funny, but it seems like there's more people than chairs right now. Like, there's so many teams have guys that they're working with. The way that the quarterbacks have been starting to shuffle around, in a way, has also reduced the amount of spots there are. Like, you look at a team like who would take them? Yeah, it's not a quarterback draft, but Pickett has a chance to start in Pittsburgh, right? If he wins the job. I don't know, other than Seattle, who could you go there and beat out Drew Lock? Yeah. Carolina is the other spot that you don't really know, but you have veteran guys that are available. Like, would you rather go and do that?
That's what I'm saying. It's going to be real interesting to see what happens in the Baker Mayfield front tomorrow.
Yeah.
I was just about to say that.
I mean, he did take a team to the playoffs. I mean, to be honestly, I think I might rather have Baker Mayfield than Kenny Pickett. I mean, that's kind of what we're looking at here. I mean, maybe know his limitations and stuff like that. And I definitely, besides Willis, I probably would want Baker Mayfield more than any other quarterback left.
And we're looking at teams for tomorrow for Baker Mayfield.
Yeah,
Atlanta's already declined. Obviously, Indianapolis is not going to do it. Matt Ryan. You have Carolina, who's an available option. Pittsburgh, I had him as an option, but that's not happening now. What other teams can go and make this trade for him? If there's 5 teams that were interested in him before the draft today, the only 2 teams that I really see making a move is Carolina and possibly the Giants. But I mean, who else?
I disagree.
I don't think Seattle's going to make the move.
If I'm Carolina, I don't make the move either, though.
Oh, I agree with you.
I don't think Baker is. I mean, Baker on a bad team is Sam Darnold. So you already have Sam Darnold. So why give up anything for a carbon copy?
You did.
What team would you say would do it then? I mean, would Miami make the trigger?
No.
Seattle is the only. There's not that many open spots. They're just.
I think the big spot would be Seattle because Drew Lock is not the answer. For whatever reason, they still like that's his name from Geno.
Geno Smith.
Geno Smith. That's really the only spot for him. I mean, if Seattle doesn't do it, why are you holding on to Tyler Lockett? Why are you holding on to DK Metcalf? Sure. I mean, you've seen what Marquise Brown got in this draft. Why wouldn't they trade DK for a similar package? I mean,
possibly probably waiting until the draft is done and then making a future trade for next year, probably.
Yeah, I mean that's a possibility, but I mean you're wasting 2 very talented wide receivers with Drew Lock out there. You are. I mean, what's the point of having them out there?
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. There's going to be a lot of questions. I think a lot of more questions in this round 2 now that you see how round 1 fell out.
Yeah, but that's what happens in a draft with really not a lot of consensus guys at the top. It's just value falls. Guys who you're like, wow, why is that guy still there? So,
and real quick, winners, Detroit absolutely killed it. First of all, they got they got Hutchinson, who is a phenomenal player. Went from Michigan, stays in Michigan, and you bring the most, one of the most explosive receivers that you could have available into that offense, and I think they're going to be a big. They really had a nice draft, and you know what? What are they picking in the second round? What the first couple picks, right? Don't count them out for Wells.
Who again?
Detroit.
Detroit's at 14 for 46th overall.
Okay, well they might not go Wells there, but if he's there, I think it's definitely a spot for him.
Yeah,
but they improved their offense. They definitely improved their offense with DeAndre Swift, Hawkinson, and Sam Brown already there. Now they had Jameson Williams. Woo! Yikes!
Yeah, so.
Well, guys, we appreciate the time you spent with us. 4 hours of NFL round 1 of the 2022 NFL draft. Thank you for the time you spent with us. We will not be on tomorrow night. We're skipping the second night of the draft. But stick with us. We'll be back next week with some recap on behalf of, who was on the show tonight? Brant was here. Dan was here. Velarde was here. Galetta was here for a minute and a half. Drew, Quigley. Great time as always.